My name is Patrick McElvain, Games Master for SideQuest Headquarters, where I take a bunch of my nerdy friends and we play Pathfinder 2nd Edition. Join us as they explore the dark fantasy city of Illyria in the lands of Telemore. Just a note, there's a little bit of homebrew stuff in here, and we are using the variant rules from the Pathfinder Game Master Guide, level without proficiency. We'll be playing every Sunday on our Twitch and YouTube channels, and back episodes and future content will be posted 3 days after we stream. With that being said, we hope you can join us, and we'll see you Sunday. When last we left our heroes, we had a lovely sneaky goblin make contact with some people who asked him for a favor, return some items, and be given a new note. He and his good dwarven friend spent the entire day working on a couple projects to completion, I do believe. While that was going on, a couple of campers managed to make friends with a community of people that couldn't understand a word they were saying, except maybe
like most of Persephone's friends.
and then decide, after picking a bunch of poisonous mushrooms, to race back to the city as quick as they could. They got a decent way back to the city, and then we're going to stop at a one of the way stations, one of the former sort of guard posts that were along the giant road network that the previous empire had built. When they got there, there was light on. They decided, well, we don't know who these people are. Maybe we'll just stay apart. So they sort of tucked in just off the road, didn't light a fire, and kept their camp pretty minimal so they could get out real quick. Mm-hmm. We met a new character last game, a lovable scoundrel with a ridiculous hat, who seems to be planning something very interesting with fancy eggs of some sort. It's going to be a hell of an omelet. No laughing at puns. Not allowed. Puns are horrible.
I can't take all this psychic damage. Why?
And yeah, gathering the mushroom, jumping back into it. It's still a couple of our intrepid heroes did manage to sort of polish off the evening, but there's still a few things happening with at least two of the groups. Jumping back in, roughly 10 p.m. the night last, with Persephone and Astrid just making camp, and I believe Astrid is taking first watch.
Yeah. Before I go to bed, though, Astrid, did you get a good look at the guy as he was coming back into the way station? What does he look like?
Pat, I don't think I did.
You did. Pat said I was looking through Atticus through share senses, yeah. And then Pat said that from your view, you saw the guy walk in.
Yes. You did, Astrid, although it was from quite a distance away.
I'm like, I didn't, like, yeah. What did I specifically see?
Persephone, you were closer, or at least looking through Atticus's eyes. You got a decent look. You saw a human male, roughly in his late 40s, shaggy beard, longer hair, pretty severe riding clothes, a decent amount of road dust. Sword at his hip. Other than that,
did he have any like signia on his riding clothes or on any of the harnesses on the horses?
Did I see any of that? Did we see any of that?
Why don't you guys both roll me? We'll do redo perception checks for that. See if you guys noticed anything.
Ooh.
16.
16 total. Yay! Buddies, camping buddies.
So from your vantage points, Astrid, you got a decent view of the horses, especially parked up front of the doorway. The lights were shining off them. You didn't notice any kind of insignias or markings or anything on them. Just looks like a couple of relatively nondescript traveling horses. And the bags are all taken inside. Persephone threw Atticus's eyes inside. The gentleman's clothing was again not very descriptive. There wasn't any like house markings on it, no kind of family crests or anything. Just pretty low key, pretty average.
And we didn't, and the horses aren't from the stable that we visited.
It would be almost impossible to tell at night from a distance, kind of thing. And
Doesn't hurt to ask.
The stable, you know, had dozens of horses as well.
Okay.
With the two of you guys, we're gonna make camp. I don't believe I got stealth checks from you guys.
Oh. Thought I wrote it down.
I thought
I'm
we're
happy to
like
write
in
it down.
the woods.
Yeah, you guys went in.
Should have wrote it down. I didn't. I'll just roll again.
Yep. Oh wait, break off the trail. I do have it here. 17 for Astrid and 24 for Persephone.
Nice.
I mean, my roll this time was better. If you
do not want to roll. No, I'm fine. I'm good with it. Your call, Pat.
You know what? Because I wrote it down, we'll go with it. I knew I'm getting better. I'm getting better at recording my notes, especially for when I want to pick back up at a certain spot. Excellent. So you guys sort of hunker in by the cart, and prepare to go to sleep.
Yeah. Before we go to sleep, I say, Astrid, I've been thinking if something happens in the night, I maybe have something, I could do a little magic. But I was thinking, when we got attacked by the goblin dogs and you jumped on top of the cart, I didn't even think to do that. That was so smart. So I was thinking the next time that happens, you drive the cart like mad, and I'll be on the cart and I'll cast spells at the thing that's attacking us. If you think that's a good idea.
I think that's a really good idea.
Okay.
I think that's a really good idea.
Okay.
I think we should, if worse comes to worse, I'm gonna start yelling pineapple.
What's a pineapple?
I don't know. I just heard someone say it in the market and I like the name.
You know what? We should try if we make it out alive, we should go try and find one.
That's a good idea.
Okay, it's a good idea. Okay,
you go to sleep now. It's okay. I have my death.
Okay. Good night. I go to sleep.
I take watch.
All
my
right.
trusty staff at ready. While being sneaky.
Give me perception checks for the first few hours of this watch.
21.
Ooh.
Well done. Nice. All right.
and everything was fine for the rest of the night.
Golden 21, very nothing.
Famous last words.
Come on. I wouldn't leave you like that.
I mean, I'd almost prefer it, but there was enough excitement earlier.
Yeah, your Astrid's like hungry for it now. She's like, this trip has changed her.
Halfling turned barbarian. Barbarian.
I would like to rage.
Feel my wrath. She speaks.
One of these days. It'll be fun. All right. These guys nice and close. So I'm just setting up a couple of cards. I gotta make sure that I have all these stats really easily available. It's all just fluffy bunny stats though. Don't worry.
Yeah, I was gonna say stats for nothing happening, right? Right. That's what you're setting up. You're setting up the calm, peaceful evening of tumbleweeds.
Yeah, he's got to pull the tumbleweed.
Yeah.
No, stats with tumbleweed.
Yeah.
I might get aggressive. Who knows?
So
The tumbleweeds don't know what's going to come to them.
you kick those tumbleweeds on their merry way. Roll away.
Oh
We're
shit!
gonna
Tell
go
me
our location.
So Astrid, it gets pretty, dark out here. It's not cold. It's a good temperate climate in this sort of part of the world, so nothing to worry about there. Nice summer temperature, or starting to be. As soon as Persephone heads to sleep, it gets pretty quiet. The odd scurrying of animals, the nice nocturnal sounds of a forest, all pretty regular. But you don't do a lot of camping, so this is all really interesting and unique. And even 3 days in, and it's still like, what was that? And because of this, you notice about a half hour after midnight, there's about looking towards the way station, you sort of see 3 figures coming down the road from the opposite side, so from the Illyria side, but they aren't carrying any torches, any lights, and they're sort of heading towards the way station. What would you like to do?
They're heading toward. I'm just gonna watch them. I'm gonna watch them intently and see if I notice anything different. If they look any different than the man that we already saw, like if there was insignias, or if they're wearing armor or something, or a different type of clothes, like whatever I can pick up from them. Do they have weapons? I'll try to pick up, but I understand they don't have torches and it's dark out.
It is quite dark out. Let me just double check. Night vision.
I do not have night vision.
No, I didn't think so. So these guys they're observed. Hold on, they're not quite observed. That's not it. There we go. Yeah, okay, so they're observed by you.
Oh no. Okay.
Yeah. But as they head, yeah. But you are currently undetected, is the condition you are. Pathfinder's got a wonderful, multi-tiered system of how well you know when a thing is where. So hidden is where that something's there, but you're not sure what space it's in. So, but yes, you observe them as they came in, and they're sneaking up. As you watch them, they clearly they fan out around this way station, and they're really making effort to not make any noise, and you can, just because you were paying attention and looking around, head on a swivel because of all the regular noises, you sort of saw their shadows cross by through the light of the windows, kind of thing.
And no one comes towards us, right?
No, this is still a ways away from you guys because you guys pulled back a little bit from the station and sort of got off the main road so that you could sort of keep an eye on it without being seen, kind of thing.
Okay, so I see these guys sort of spread out and watch, and one person goes in. I want to keep watching, take note of the time of how long, he goes in for and how long they're there for, and just keep watching and see what happens.
No one has gone in the building yet. The moment you saw one of those shadowy figures go around the back of the building, and the other two are coming up the sort of the front side. And it takes them a bit. They're real careful and slow, but as you're watching, you sort of see them all sort of hold for a sec, and then all of them pounce into the station, and you hear a couple of screams and sort of the grunting of effort, and then a clash of metal a little bit. In the upstairs, a light goes on, but it's a lantern's lit. It's not a very clear lantern though. It's just a couple of lights that seem to be lighting up that area.
I'm gonna continue to watch. That way, I'm not gonna intervene or anything. Just gonna watch. I just basically want to watch to see if these guys leave or if they stay, or if they get closer to us. Like essentially, that's it. I'm just gonna keep watching.
A couple more seconds go by. Another minute. Persephone.
Well, I just wanted to see if I could do a check to see if I woke up or not, only because you said there was a scream and clash of metal.
Give me a perception check. It's still quite a ways away from you guys, but yeah.
9 total.
Astrid, you hear Persephone just snore ever so slightly.
Yeah, I roll over and give Atticus a little pat.
I don't think we need to wake her. I mean, they're not coming here, and as long as there's no harm, I think it's important that she sleeps, because realistically, if we get into trouble, she's the one that's going to save us.
As you're watching, another few seconds go by, and there's a sort of a flash of light, another scream, and then it seems like there's some smoke coming out from the back side of the building, sort of the window, and then it seems to get really quiet.
No one exits?
For a couple of minutes, no one exits at first, and then eventually two guys come exit out, and they're carrying a bunch of bags. One of them's limping, and they head over to the horses that are tied up. They start to unhitch the horses.
Can I be a little cheeky? Can I make my way just a tiny bit? Can I sneak off the cart and make my way a tiny bit closer to the road for a better look, but keep within the tree line?
Sure. This will be, you use the sneak action, so you can get it up to, you can get up to half your movement speed closer, which is plenty enough to get back to sort of the side of the road, a little clearer vantage point, and then duck behind a tree. Roll me another stealth check for this end of the sneak action.
Stephanie, I apologize if I stuffed this one up. 17.
Okay. And you wanted to get a better look at them, right? So
Better look and like see if I can hear them saying anything to each other, or if I can see what's in the bags,
give
and
me,
obviously see which way they go.
give me another perception check. Still
22 this time.
Girl.
hot digging. Yeah. As soon as you sort of as you're getting behind the tree, you can sort of start to hear their voices. And then sort of as you settle behind the tree and point your ears over, you definitely hear some swearing. Fuck, God damn it. It wasn't supposed to be magic. And then the other one sort of comforting, shut up. Get the bags on the horses. We got to get these back.
And I don't see anything. I don't see anything.
At the moment, they're just leather bags. They sort of match the description of the bags that Persephone, if she described what she saw inside the building through Atticus's eyes.
Mm-hmm.
It'd be a match for that kind of leather riding satchel. There's definitely like 6 of them. So, but they put all the bags on the cart, and they start to unhitch on the cart on the horses, and then they unhitch the horses and start walking the horses back towards the road, back towards the way of towards Illyria. But they aren't. Well, they're going on the road north. But as you're paying attention and sort of really watching them, you notice they cut off the road across sort of the plains, within a couple hundred feet, kind of thing, just at the edge of what you can see.
Okay. And then looking back at the way station, did the smoke turn into flames? Is the whole building on fire? Is there still smoke, or is there any noise from the dude that's still in there?
No noise. Just the smoke still coming out the back window. It's not like roaring flames at all. It's just
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, now that I know that, I'll go back to the cart and take my position and just keep my eye on the house. I just keep my eye on the house and see if anything changes.
Okay. Within about 45 minutes to an hour, the smoke stops coming out the window. Other than that, the rest of your watch is uneventful.
Okay. When it comes to Persephone's turn, I will relay everything that happened. And specifically to note, they mentioned something wasn't supposed to be magic. Some guy came out with a limping leg. So I don't know if someone got hurt, or maybe these bags were magic. I don't know, but they turned off the road and walked along the plains, and that's the last that I saw. And the other guy, the guy, I don't know who, the 4th person never came out of the building, and there was some smoke, but then there was no fire, and the smoke dissipated, and that was it. And so I just stayed here just to be safe. And I didn't want to wake you because I didn't feel like we were in trouble, I wanted you to get your sleep.
Okay. Well, I saw a cot on the 1st floor, but there were 2 horses, and I never sent Atticus climbing up to see the 2nd floor. So there was there was probably 2 people in there, one on the top floor and one on the bottom floor. I really want to check on them, but I don't want to do it in the dark.
I know, me neither. I was like, unless it seemed dire, I didn't want to approach. We could check tomorrow morning when it's light out and the 2 of us.
Yeah, I think so too. And we could maybe help one of them. We do, or if anyone's still in there. I mean, at least when we get back to Illyria, we could report it or something. I don't know.
The Alhaz they were a great help finding my part.
You know what? You're right. They're so good at their jobs that, you know what? That's what we'll do. We'll wait, and in the morning, we'll see if anyone's in there, if we can do anything to help. And if we can't, we will report it to the authorities.
I like that idea. That's a good idea.
Okay.
I'm gonna go to bed now.
Yeah, you go to bed now. Okay.
I'm
Night.
just gonna go over here.
Okay.
Good night.
Careful of that corner, Atticus did a little bow. Okay.
And I go to sleep.
Copy that. As a quick case in point, for watches and rest, with a group size of only 2, you guys will have to take, it'll be about 8 hours watches for each of you.
Damn, that's a long night.
Yeah.
8 hours for each of us?
Couldn't they
you-
use their familiars as well?
Wait, hold on.
Oh,
8. Sorry, say that again. The watch is 8 hours for each of us?
Yes. So according to Pathfinder rules, their watches and rests, with a
So
group
it's a
size
16-hour night?
16 hours total in order to station a proper watch. But if you guys were to have your familiars help out, you could definitely change that up a bit.
But 8 hours would take us to 6 in the morning. So wouldn't it be 4 hours for Astrid and 4 hours for Persephone?
But that means you only sleep for 4 hours. And the Pathfinder rule system sort of specifies that you should sleep for a full 8 hours in order to get the results of a rest.
Okay, so I'm at my full hit points though.
Yeah, I'm okay with it. Just, I mean, I guess leaving at 12 in the afternoon's fine.
Yeah,
You
we
guys-
could also just like sleep in the morning or something. I don't know.
Yeah, you guys can always you sleep in. You can have your familiars take up part of the watch so that you guys can sort of both be asleep at the same time for at least part of it. You could not get a full 8 hours. That just imposes the fatigued condition, which means you have a little bit of difficulty on. You get -1 to your perception checks, and can't do exploration activity.
You also can't recover your spells.
And then yes, can't recover your spells and your daily prep stuff.
Got it.
No, the fatigue is -1 to AC and saving throws.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Full sleep. Full sleep.
Full sleep.
8 hours each. Yeah.
Full sleep. And are you just gonna go full 16 hours? So basically leave it effectively noon kind of thing, or
Sorry, I still don't understand why the nighttime is 16 hours.
nighttime's not 16 hours. The nighttime is still roughly 8 hours or just under 8 hours for sun up to sundown to sun up. It's just that the rules for resting are that each character needs 8 hours of nighttime rest, and keeping watch does not count as rest.
Okay,
know-
how many hours of watch has Astrid already done?
Well, we can we can sort of retcon it to be whatever it is you like. If you guys both want to get full night's sleep, then we'll just have to add your familiars in there and try and you guys will probably be able to leave at 10 o'clock the next morning. Or if one of you wants to have the fatigue condition, having less rest, and one of them is fully rest.
I'm happy to take fatigue condition.
Sure.
Yeah.
So we can leave earlier.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah.
All right. You said -1, so.
It's just, and it's just to AC and saving throws.
And perception, you said too, or no?
No, not perception.
Oh, okay. Copy. 'Tis done.
Yeah, there we go. Okay. Cool. So then, yeah, you guys can get up. Went to bed. Yeah, you'd be up at 6 then, 6 or 7. And you can. The sun's already rising in Illyria. The dawn breaks probably around 5:30. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I mean, I could get more sleep, but we're so close. I feel I'll be fine. It's okay. Do you still want to check the house?
Yeah, nothing happened during the night, but maybe we could just we could drive by in the cart and then we can see if we want to go inside. Is there still smoke trailing out the window?
No. It by the time Persephone woke you to sort of take over the shift, the smoke had already sort of dwindled down to nothing.
Okay.
Okay.
I think we should be careful though.
Yeah. We can send Atticus in first. Right, buddy? He's fine with it. Let's go.
Good idea.
That's it. You're a good boy. Yes. Mommy is so proud of you.
Gonna be doing a lot of practicing my squirrel stomping.
And we'll make our way. I would say we make our way cautiously to the looking out for any. I want to be looking out for anyone that may be coming.
Okay. Give me perception checks, and there's nothing really to hide behind, so it'd be difficult to do stealth checks between here, like coming up to the place.
Unnatural 20.
8.
Hey,
Nice.
decent.
Realistic. One person has been, up and a little more energetic, fully rested. Another is just like a little tired, running the cart. As you approach, really like listening, keeping your ears out, and scanning both like the field, the sort of plains to the left, as well as the sort of area around the way station. It seems really quiet. All is quiet. There's no more light coming in there. Whatever lantern was on in the evening and on the lower floor has gone out at some point.
They didn't drop anything.
Outside of the no.
Yeah.
At least Astrid, you didn't see them sort of drop anything. You saw them come out with some of the bags, load the bags onto the horses, and take off.
Oh, sorry. I meant as I'm perceiving and looking now in daylight. Can I see if they dropped anything?
Okay. Give me another perception check.
15 total. Yes.
There's as you guys approach the place, you don't see anything on the ground. It doesn't look like they dropped anything when they were leaving the way station, at least. Nothing catches your eye on the ground. You see a bit of the tracks where the two horses led away. You notice there's a couple of drops of blood on the ground, sort of in that same path going off.
Should I send Atticus inside?
Will we be able to catch up to the cart if we need to make a quick getaway?
Well, we could have just put the cart like facing, will be like, you take the reins, I'll be in the cart in case I have to cast any spells. And we won't go right by the door. Is the door open already? Did they leave it open?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, so just we'll already be like go like 5 feet away from the way station, and like we'll be facing the way on the road back to Illyria.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
And
good idea.
okay. So I sit in, no, I'll sort of stand, and if there's like a railing, I'll hold on to the railing.
Of the cart?
Yeah.
It's a pretty low cart. There's walls to the cart, but they're not like standing walls. They're only about a foot tall, just to sort of
Yeah.
keep things in.
Okay, I'll kneel and just.
You could kneel and
Atticus, I need you to go inside and take a look around. And I'm going to do that thing where I can see through your eyes. And then you'll get your morning cookie, okay? Thank you. You're making me look bad in front of Astrid. Just go do it.
hops down, heads over to the doorway.
Yeah.
When you share senses, is it just one sense or is it all senses?
I should have had that ready, but I don't. I think it's like I can see through his eyes essentially, and it says that I lose all of my awareness to what's going on, so I'm assuming I then just see everything.
Yeah.
And like possibly hear and smell, but
pulled it up
question
here.
mark on that.
I've just pulled it up here. You concentrate and project your senses into your familiar. When you do, you lose all sensory perception of your own body, but can sense through your familiar's body for up to 1 minute.
Oh, so it's like my senses.
So,
ooh, super cool.
Effectively, your body feels nothing, but you get to experience all of what
Atticus is doing. Cool. Yeah.
So as your eyes, you said your eyes glaze over when you do this moment of connecting, as you reach out with your consciousness and concentrate on Atticus's form, he straightens a bit just as you sort of join with him and start experiencing his senses. And he creeps around to that front door. And as he sort of peers inside, the first thing you notice is the smell. Even before coming in, there's this like really gross burnt meat smell.
Oh no.
And as Atticus crawls in, within 5 feet inside the door, you see the long-haired, sort of scruffy bearded gentleman. His body's on the floor. He's had his sword in hand. He was clearly went down swinging, but his chest is just riddled with stab wounds. As Atticus moves in and gets close to the bed, you can see the bed is what was on fire, and there seems to be the charred remains of a body on the bed. It's not like they were sleeping in bed, more like when they went up the stairs, they were blasted back and landed on the bed.
So that's probably the guy who never came back out.
And then does Atticus go upstairs?
Yes, he does.
Okay.
Because he's always super cooperative with me.
Yeah. As Atticus climbs up the stairs, getting up to the top, you can definitely see like there's charred marks on the side of the stairwell, kind of thing. Getting up to the top, again, you notice there's sort of puddle of blood right at the top of the landing, and as he comes around the corner, you see another gentleman in there, not one that we've seen before. This is a completely bald gentleman with very finely pointed ears and very distinct sort of robes on. Hand seems to be tightly gripping something, but looking around the room, there doesn't seem to be anything else. Of course, there's another cot up there, and it looks like he also has been stabbed through many times.
Does Atticus, do I recognize the robes?
Give me I believe it'll be a society check.
Sure.
Yeah, recall knowledge society.
Oh, and do I have the -1? No, it saves perception and AC for the fatigue, right? Yeah.
You're not fatigued, only Astrid is. Because you got the full sleep.
Yeah, you got full sleep.
Did I?
Yeah.
I thought I would. I'm so sorry. I misunderstood. I thought we were doing half and half. I thought you were doing 4 hours and I was doing 4 hours.
No, it's okay.
Oh, shit. Well, I didn't do great anyway. 8.
Looking them over, they aren't familiar. They're quite distinctly colored, even though the squirrel's color perception is a little different than yours. But they aren't ringing any bells.
And I'm guessing with that roll, we can't tell if he's alive or anything.
It's quite evident that both of these men are dead.
Oh,
Their bodies are cold, or going cold now. Their eyes are staring blankly open. The bald gentleman has not only some stab wounds, but his throat has been fully slit.
Can Atticus see the thing he's holding?
He can certainly try. Does he jump up on the body and get real close to it?
Yep, sure.
Want to roll a, let's see here, command an animal. That's a nature check.
Yeah, okay.
Versus, versus the will DC. Let's see what a squirrel's will DC is.
It's not reassuring at all.
$15 total for me.
There's a squirrel with a promise of a cookie.
Yeah. Incentivized squirrel.
I was just thinking, okay. Atticus definitely like hesitates, but creeping around sort of the puddle of blood on the floor, jumping up on the side of the dead man's chest, seems to be a necklace of some sort with something metal in it.
Is my minute? I feel like it's been quite a long.
It's getting about to that minute now,
Yeah.
and your senses snap back to you.
Yeah. Astrid,
Persephone, what did you see?
they're definitely dead. Wowzer. Oh my. Lot of blood. Lot of blood. I think one of them was a spellcaster though, because one guy is like burned to a crisp, and there's like burn marks that are reminiscent of some fire spells, and so not sure what to do. I don't think we can help them. But I think the spellcaster might have something important with him. I don't know if we should check that out so we can bring it back to the Elhaz to like prove our story. I don't know what to do. I've never been on a crime scene before. What do you think?
I mean, I'm a little scared. I'm a little bit scared that I saw this happen and those poor people died and I didn't do anything. I feel kind of bad.
Well, but I mean, it's not your fault. There was a lot of guys and we're just two girls in the woods, and I don't think that's a safe situation at all. So I think you did the right thing. I don't know what else we could have done besides helping them, but that's I think we're okay, morally speaking.
That makes me feel a little bit better. Still, that's really upsetting. But yeah, maybe you're right. Maybe we should bring something back as proof, so they'll come out and investigate. I don't know if I can go inside.
I was gonna say, do you want to stay by the cart?
Is that okay?
And I'll go, and when I come back, I'm so sorry. I didn't realize you stayed up all night. Plus, you saved my life the other day. When I come back to the cart, you just take a nap in the back, and I'll drive all the way to Illyria.
That sounds like a good plan.
Yeah, I'm really sorry about pretty much everything that's happened on this camping trip.
Oh, don't be. You're so good. It was no problem.
Okay. Gonna go into the murder scene now.
Remember the word, just in case.
Okay.
Be ready to go.
Okay.
Okay. As you head in, yeah, you definitely confirm everything that Atticus sort of saw from your vantage point. Though, as you sort of come around the doorway, you definitely see the gentleman, the shaggy-haired gentleman's body has been stabbed, a dozen times in the chest and area. He's got nicks and wounds, but his sword also has a decent amount of blood on it. He clearly got a couple good swings in as well. He seems to still have most of his clothes on, and he's got literally the sword still gripped in his hand. You see a number of things. There's a pouch at his belt.
Is there any for identification?
Whatever you got to tell yourself. Whatever you got to tell yourself, just do it.
You check his body.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Does he have like a driver's license on him?
Can't license.
Got his multi-pass, with his family, a little
Oh,
cartoon
no.
drawing of his kids.
Oh no! Oh dear. Oh,
Lovely little a lovely little whittled
oh.
picture of 3 small children.
Yeah. Okay. Good.
Um,
And one of a horse that he was carving to give to the elders.
Oh no! Oh.
you do sort of reaching in and trying to reach around his waist and avoid the blood as much as possible. The pouch, it's been mostly emptied out, but there's a silver piece in there still that they missed. Around the back side of his belt, there's another dagger sort of hanging off. As far as identifying marks, he's got a wooden necklace around his neck that it just seems to be it's an interesting shape. It's almost like two crescent moons joined in the center with an eye in the middle.
And the sword isn't anything special.
It's a very nice sword. What kind of appraisal ability do you have here?
Probably none. Persephone's like, yep, that's sharp.
Pretty much. Yeah. Yeah. No. Identify. It's a very nice, very sharp sword.
Okay, I'm gonna leave that for now and go up to the second floor.
Okay, one moment. Cool. As you approach, so the main floor is sort of long, sort of got like a kitchenette kind of stuff on one side, or at least space for one, and then the bed at the end, right by the stairs. So you have to sort of get right by that. Somewhat still, it's not still smoking, but there's like the charred remains of a person. And what was smoking is the bed had caught fire, and it been coming out the window that's on that side of the building. Moving past and up the stairs. You get up to the top of the stairs, and yeah, similar with a slightly better vantage point. You can look down, and the upstairs has a cot on the, basically when you get up to the top of the stairs, immediately to the right, and then there looks like there's a desk at the far end of the upstairs, and a chair, and potentially this gentleman was woken from his sleep and immediately got up, and his body is effectively right in the middle of the room, heading towards the stairway.
I'm gonna look at the thing that he's holding.
Okay.
Not touching it. Just want to be clear.
Okay. So you sort of move around to the side of his body, similar to how Atticus did, and sort of try and get real close and peer in. And it's hard to see. It's the perfect size to sort of fit in a hand. He's sort of clenching it here, and even though he's died, it's still clenched in his fist.
Oh.
It does seem to be made of metal.
Yeah, I prize it from his fingers.
Cold,
Sure.
dead hands. You pry it from his cold, dead hands.
Yeah, I
all
do.
right.
Oh, wait, hold the phone. I kind of already said it, but could I read aura on it?
Oof. Okay. Casting a spell. Or I guess this is a cantrip.
Cantrip, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, shoot.
Do you not have it prepared?
I do have it prepared, but I thought I brought it up on my tablet, but I brought up the same cantrip twice. 8 plus my spell casting modifier? No. Yes.
Yeah, it should be plus your spellcasting modifier plus
12.
it's a cantrip, right? So it's heightened. Well, you know, you're only at level 2, so.
Yeah. So it's, yeah.
Copy that.
Sorry, I'm bringing it up now.
That's all right. I'm also doing a real quick peek.
Takes a minute, one object. When the casting is complete, you know whether that item is magical, and if it is, you learn the school of magic. Oh, I don't think I have to do a check on it.
Oh, interesting.
Oh, well.
Just a full 1 minute.
Yes.
Okay. So you sit down, focus on it, sort of concentrate, reaching out, seeing if you can just sense any kind of magical presence. It's not giving off any kind of magical presence, not at least not any kind of like active magic. But there's this like subtle residue kind of thing of like it's been used for magic.
Yeah, I still want to see what it is. I'll prise his fingers from it.
Cool. You pull out a another copy. It seems to be a necklace, but a much finer, seemingly made of a precious metal symbol, similar to the one the gentleman downstairs had in wood.
Ooh.
2 crescent moons joined in the center.
Oh.
Why?
Am I familiar with this symbol? Have I learned about it in school?
Give me another recall knowledge check society.
Oh, 14.
Thinking about it, trying to focus on it, it's not ringing any bells. It's nothing. I mean, there's a lot of moon iconography in Illyria and in Caledonian cultures, but this specific symbol isn't striking any chords yet.
Take it. Put it in my vest pocket. I go back downstairs. I take the guy's wooden necklace and his sword.
Okay.
And then I'll go back outside to Astrid.
You okay?
Astrid. Yes. Still definitely dead. I don't know if I did the right thing, but I found these 2 necklaces. And I don't know if we should leave them here or bring them with us. One of them has like a magic aura around it, like it's been used, and maybe I could check the other one. Also, I brought the sword because this seems silly, but like, if we leave it here, is somebody else gonna take it and like use it? I don't know, because I thought we could hand it in or something. I'm not sure.
Maybe they can use it to identify sometimes swords and families go to get. I don't go to get. Just
That's
maybe.
kind of what I was thinking.
Yeah, you're not wrong. Someone might come by and take it and use it for worse purposes. But I feel our intentions are in the right place. We'll go right to the ale house.
Okay. Might okay. Why don't we get in the cart and we'll start going. And I maybe want to hang on to these necklaces a little bit. I'm gonna check out the other one and yeah. I'm not really sure this situation for I don't know about this.
Me neither. I don't know how I feel. But I think we should get back to Illyria. We could skip the veggies. That's okay. I can get those another time.
Oh,
But I think we should get back.
yeah, I forgot about that.
That's okay.
Well, we'll do that. Ooh, we'll do that another day. We'll ask the Hawthorne farm if they have pineapples.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure they're good. I don't know. I really
you
don't know.
roast them? I don't know.
Yeah, that sounds like something you do. Like they must be like a pine flavored apple. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, we should probably get going.
Okay. You have a nap in the cart.
Thank you. And I go nap in the cart.
Yeah, and I go. Can I read before we get going? As Astrid's like bedding down in the cart, I want to read Aura again on the wooden necklace.
Okay. There's no, you don't get any kind of magical aura or anything from it.
Okay.
Cool.
We head back.
All right. Well, you guys are heading back on the road quick as you can. We'll jump back to the previous evening where one of our lovely scoundrels wanted to have a glass of whiskey with someone they know.
A couple of glasses of whiskey with a couple people that I know. Last session, I did no. He went off to figure out.
Star, yeah, has gone off and is this evening out getting in contact with his contacts.
Okay, so not until later on is he gonna be available.
Yeah.
Okay.
Earliest would be late this evening, more likely in the morning.
Well, I suppose I'm gonna fetch Candle and Knight and Maeve on the way back to the brothel, the Devil's Tail.
All right.
And we're gonna take a nice evening gondola ride to a gentleman alchemist.
Yeah, without any issue. Of course, Candle and Knight know what you're up to and jump in the gondola. Knight taking helping out the gondola, taking the place of the gondolier and pushing the gondola down the couple of those lovely canals on your way back to your home. It's not a busy night. It is, yeah, it's still pretty clear. Last 3 nights in a row have been pretty good. The odd wispy cloud, but nothing crazy. No sign of any change in the weather. There's a number of people out in the street, but it's not. There have definitely been rowdier days, especially in this ward and in other wards. But yeah, you make it back to the Devil's Tail, smelling that cool night air. Welcome respite from the heat of the day.
You gotta love these nice, warm Illyrian summer nights. How else can anyone live anywhere that's cooler than this? Oh, my goodness. Yeah, we'll hop off the gondola, I suppose, and make our way to. Well, I'll make my way to grab Maeve from wherever she is.
Well, she'd be at the Devil's Tail, most likely.
Well, yeah, I mean wherever she is at the Devil's Tail, because the dock that we land at is at the back of the Devil's Tail.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. A number of the women at the Devil's Tail are in the main room. Maeve is one of them.
Mm-hmm.
A couple others are distinctly not. Auntie Aoife is still sitting behind the bar.
Mm-hmm. I'm sure that I have a blue and purple and green face right now, so I'm sure when she looks at me, her eyes are going to go wide. I'll just pull my hat around a little bit, just to hide it a bit.
You need me to redress those again? You didn't hit it a second time, did you?
Oh, no, never. Yeah, no, Auntie, I'm fine. It's okay.
Your face matches your shirt.
That's good, isn't it? Means I blend into the background?
Don't let your mother see it.
Oh, too late.
It wasn't as bad this afternoon, but now.
Oh, yeah, okay. I'll go over, I guess there's a mirror behind the bar or something like that, and take a look, and oh, wow. Okay. Good evening, beautiful. I'll turn to Maeve. Did my mother tell you that I wanted your company this evening?
Hi, she mentioned it. I turned down a client for you.
You turned down a client for another client. Plus, this is not something you're going to want to miss. The experience itself is definitely going to be to the moon and back. The farthest one, the red one,
Uh-huh.
You don't believe me, huh? Have I ever steered you wrong? Don't even answer that question, okay?
So
I go put my hand out, all gentlemanly.
well, she'll take it. Of course. She's, I mean, Maeve. Everybody else doesn't, but for the audience, Maeve is a just adorable. She's small, she's petite. She does have slightly curly brown hair. It's not very long. It's only just past the shoulder. She's got that mischievous look in her eyes, but that ingenue kind of thing.
Ingenue, good word.
And yeah, she knows, she grew up with Marco. She knows Marco, but she also likes the attention from Marco.
I would hope so. Yeah, with the grandness and flamboyance that Marco is known for, he's going to escort her out, laughing with the team, preparing for a very memorable evening. Hopefully one that goes very well.
All right.
Yeah.
Back into the gondola?
Yeah, I think the gondola is the best choice.
Yeah.
It's the only mode of transportation through Illyria, unless you have to transport things.
Yeah. Awesome. Make your way to this particular alchemist that you've used before.
Well, I mean, he does have the stuff. I'm going to a guy about a thing that I've already ordered from him.
Yeah. Much like an earlier rendezvous through a contact of stars,
Mhm.
this one is one of your personal contacts, dealing with substances and creations a little more near and dear to your heart, maybe.
I definitely like a lot of things that are near and dear to my heart.
But yeah, it's a little farther away. You guys make your way out of the docks ward.
Mhm.
And into to the east side of the Narrows.
Yep, sounds good. So
And-
I'll make my way up. Probably the gondola will pull up right to this dock at the side of a building.
Yeah.
I'll tie the gondola up, and Marco will kind of like give a
Signal.
cue knock.
I'm sure you're knocking on your table, but we can't hear it.
That's too bad. Knock, 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 knock.
Perfect. Yeah, we'll add that to the ding-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling.
Ding, ling, 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 and I'll walk in.
Yeah, you knock. It's a minute or two before you hear any noise inside, but somebody does come down and open the door. It's not a particularly old gentleman. Probably not much older than you. Mid-late 30s.
Late 20s?
Yeah.
Are you talking about me?
No,
Right.
I'm talking about him.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. So he's slightly older than Marco, but not significantly so. So within 5-10 years kind of thing. Clearly comes from money. Well dressed, but not well mannered in the same way. Whereas he's got the clothes, but not the mannerisms. Whereas you've got more of the mannerisms that you can throw on, but you're dealing with sort of hand-me-downs on the clothes. It's an interesting juxtaposition from, let's say, Candle and Knight's perspective.
Good evening, sir. My entourage and I have arrived.
Mercutio. Perfect timing.
Good. Just after dusk, right? Just enough light to see outside. Just as the air starts to get cool.
Definitely need the coolness after today.
Mm-hmm. It's the right time of night. And without skipping a beat, Marco's going to reach into a pouch and pull from it a bottle of whiskey that is larger than the pouch that he retrieved it from. And place on the table a bottle of 20-year MacPhail whiskey. It only has like less than 4 grams inside. And since there are 5 of us, it's going to be less than a dram per person. But that's not what we're here to taste, even though it is probably one of the more important things that we're going to be tasting tonight.
Even I don't see these very often.
Consider it the benefits of overhead in our profession.
I'm glad you brought it. Come on in. Sit down. He'll pull out some glasses.
Mhm.
He'll pull out 2 glasses for everybody. And he'll head back up the stairs. And in a couple of minutes, come back down with another bottle. This one's full.
Does it have the label on it yet?
No, no label on it yet. Similar shaped bottle, but no, that's about it.
I'll give Knight a side eye, basically signaling like this is the next step. Like trace my finger around the label.
Knight will just nod.
Mhm.
Almost imperceptible kind of thing.
And pour the remainder into each of the left glasses. For you, beautiful. For you, beautiful. For you, brilliant. And for you, incredible.
Crack the bottle, the one that he brought down, and he'll match the right glass in each one.
So now the game begins. Do they taste alike? Please enjoy. And Marco's going to dip right into it, starting by smelling them both, and then tasting a little bit, and then probably fetching his water skin and cleansing his palate and going in again. And then he's just going to watch everyone as that happens, just to look at their faces, to see how they respond, like those nuance plays that they might not think that they're showing. Roll a perception check, GM.
Only perception check for sure.
Marco's too deep in his cup with a six. He's like looking at you, but man, this smells good. The color is on point.
I was gonna say it's not a difficult check. I mean, you're all here for this purpose.
Yeah.
The two opinions you're most excited about are, of course, going to be Maeve
Mhm.
and
the alchemy.
who brought down the bottle.
Yep.
Knight and Candle. Knight sniffs the glass, takes it back in a shot, sniffs the other glass, takes it back in a shot.
I'm trying to hold back my my shock.
Steps back against the wall.
I'm outraged right now. So, what do you think? This is good. as
Candle
any.
takes a little more time at it. Sorry, what was that?
I'm just chatting.
Yeah.
I'm just being Marco right now.
Candle takes a little more time with it, really trying to like copy sort of the motions you've done and paying attention to what Maeve is doing, and it's like sniffing and but sort of like cringes a little bit each time she sips.
Okay.
Back and forth a bit.
Next time, find more experienced whiskey drinkers. And like loosen his collar a little bit.
It's unfortunate that Star had to go chase those rumors. He'd be one for tasting these. It's Candle.
Yeah, well, I chose the best of the bunch that I could. I chose the best of the bunch that I had at the time that I had. And then I'll look to the other two, the ones that I think are more experienced in this.
The alchemist. He's got a glass in each hand and it's not the perception of a whiskey drinker. It's perception of an artist who's trying to compare how well they have done for a thing, like how they matched it in that particular way. Looking over at Maeve, she's sitting there sort of wide-eyed.
Yeah, look, I like stare into her eyes as she's kind of doing it, and like if she's not looking until she kind of catches.
Where did you get that? And she'll point to the bottle that you poured the dregs out of. And how did you make that?
It was a gift. I'll lie.
Give me a deception check.
I mean, sure. Yeah, that's more like it. 23.
Nice. Well, I would love some more gifts like this. And she'll sniff. And
So do you
drink
think the client that you might have had wouldn't have been worth the experience of at least this? Oh, I never steer you wrong, right? I told you so.
Never say never. But tonight, Jesus, I give up 20 clients.
So
She is
accurate to within a margin of error.
the alchemist is I needed to. I could have changed maybe an extra week of distilled smoke. Oh. He's sitting there being perfectionist about it, like finding the subtlest of things, and just saying like, oh, that's like I've screwed that up, I've messed that up. Like, oh, that's not right.
Some time.
Maeve. Sorry, what was that?
Oh, if he's like kind of getting down on himself, like Marco's just gonna say to him, like, hey, we have a little more time. Like, the shipment hasn't come in yet.
Maeve, on the other hand, is looking just like, if I didn't have both of these in front of me, there's no way I could tell.
But you can tell.
In a direct comparison, there's a subtle difference. It's
That's
not easily detectable. You have to know what you're looking for. You have to enjoy.
Is it one of those things where it could be nuanced between batches or perhaps blend?
I'd see it easily be dismissed as that.
Okay. Okay, this is acceptable, okay? I'm gonna pop my collar here for the pop collar moment. Great. Splendid. Spectacular. If you can make it more accurate within the next 4 days, then you do that to the best of your ability. But don't take any rash decisions.
Okay.
I think you are in for quite a payout this time, my friend.
Yeah, the cost of just one of these bottles will go a long way in the city.
Mm-hmm. And I think at that point, we would kind of just have a drink with the guy and like celebrate the forgery of
Yes,
this
it-
20-year-old McPhail Scotch, or whiskey. Beep.
Cheers. Yeah, you guys finish the drafts, chatting a bit more about it. Night is characteristically night, doesn't say much.
Mhm.
Eventually, you get maybe a like, it was all right.
Grunt.
Yeah. Candle, as she gets into the end of it, starts to sort of think, oh yeah, I think I can see what you're talking about here, like that smoky flavor, that buttery characteristic. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There's like a definite look of disappointment on Maeve's face the moment that glass is empty. And she just sniffs the empty glass again. Just trying to savor every last.
Yeah.
bit.
Well, I guess as the night kind of runs on, we're gonna thank our alchemist friend for his hard work, and head on out. Probably part ways with Kendall and Knight at some point in the evening, and
The alchemist will be like, I'll have 12 bottles ready for you. Give me 2 days to make a couple adjustments.
2 days. I'll be here in 3. And with that, they will leave. And yeah, Marco will say goodnight to Kendall and Knight as he drops them off probably wherever they want to be dropped off at, the base. And then he'll go spend the night with Maeve.
All right. And let's jump the next morning over to our other fun characters, Fizzle and Gallain.
Hola.
Morning wake up. Fizzle actually sleeping in his bed this time?
Yeah. I was gonna say after the meeting with the woman in black last night, Fizzle would have come home and just passed out because he hadn't slept the night before. So he's full night rest. Probably still sleeping when Gallain wakes up with his internal body clock because he's basically a robot.
Robotic-esque.
Yeah, Fizzle made it back this morning. I'll let him sleep a little longer, and I'll quietly put my stuff on. Looking over occasionally to see if he stirs at all.
Probably as you're completely dressed, Fizzle will like that drool bubble kind of coming out the side will pop and oh wow.
Morning, Fizzle. Looks like you actually got some rest last night. That's good.
Yeah, I feel worse for sleeping. God, is this how you feel every morning? Ugh.
I don't know what you're talking about. I feel great.
Okay. Fizzle will go about in his chaotic way of getting dressed, whereas Gallain is probably very methodical. Fizzle's stuff is scattered everywhere, going around, like picking it up, jumping around, trying to put on a boot and falls over, and then gets back up and proceeds to make sure all his shit's together.
Gallain will just have a quick thumb through his notes on these runes and stuff that he was looking at last night, just waiting for Fizzle to finish getting ready.
Okay. All right. Let's do this thing, huh? New day. All right.
Yes. Breakfast and then forge.
Yeah. You see anything you like in there? Learning some good secrets?
Lots of interesting things. Yes. This is gonna be an excellent process. I may have to borrow some acid from you. I have to etch some of these runes. I think I'm going to need to carve them and then etch, and there's some expensive components that I might have to find. I'm going to have to speak to Bronwyn and see. I know I have some credit at the forge. See what I can get a hold of to get some of these things done. I may need to borrow one of your throwing daggers for a couple of days if you would like one of these runes on it.
Hey, no problem, buddy. I got a bunch of spare acid lying around for just such an occasion, and I will twirl a dagger out of my trench coat and kind of hand it hilt first to you, and just be like, anything you need, my friend, in the regards of the alchemical sciences, I am at your disposal.
Amazing. Let's go and see what we can find.
Sure. You mind if we, take a little bit of a meandering route through the old docks ward? I know you've been saying you want to show me some of your, favorite spots. I feel like I haven't seen your Illyria. You know what I mean?
Well, since I've joined the Forge, I haven't spent much time at the docks, but we can see if the family ship's in harbor and possibly check that out.
Sure, that'd be great. Yeah, why not? Why not? You know, take a scenic route every now and then.
Happy to oblige.
Fun. Yeah. So you guys grab a quick breakfast, and you're gonna try. Sorry, Marco.
Fizzle's smile and the tone in his voice is absolutely malevolent.
Gallain is just used to him talking like that. It's water off a duck's back at this point.
Lovely angel halo. Come on.
Okay, so yeah, we'll take a walking breakfast and head via the docks woods, and I'll have a quick peek out at the ship's mast and see if I can see the family crest and out there flying.
All right. Why don't you give me a perception check?
Certainly. Not great. 13.
13. Yeah, getting over to the docks. You guys grab some breakfast to go kind of thing. Walking up and down as the sun comes up. You know, the gulls are out in full force. And the city's starting to get nice and busy. There's a number of ships in harbor. A little more than usual, not significantly, but just instead of like 15 or 20 Gallain, larger sailing ships, you can see almost 30. And it takes you a quick second to sort of go through all the masts and the flags, and
All the different clans.
Yeah, all the different clans, all the clan relations. You catch a couple that you think are yours, but they're actually just sort of like offshoots kind of thing. Being from the Tomvin clan, there are a number of sub clans under you guys, bannermen-ish, this kind of thing. Banner captains? Yeah, sure. But after a good 30-40 minutes of looking around, you don't catch your father's ship. Doesn't look like they're back yet. They've been gone for, I don't know if we've talked about this before, but I think they've probably been gone for about 2 months now. They could be back any time.
Yeah. Doesn't appear that the clan ship is back just yet, Fizzle. They should be back in the next week or so. It's not unusual to be out for a couple of months. Is there anything else you wanted to see, or should we head on over?
Oh, I'm just trying to orient myself. What whereabouts are we docks wise? Is this southern, eastern, northern?
So this would actually be the proper the new docks island. So you guys from the docks ward where you guys actually live and work, you'd have to cut through the you'd have to cut through Speyside and then grab a gondola across to the dock side of the new, so the Newport area. You're in effectively the far eastern side of the city.
Mm-hmm.
Not quite the farthest eastern side, but definitely the eastern side of it. Yeah.
Okay. No, I just, it's always good to take in new sights, It'd be great to see your pops again. I know he loves me.
Yes, yeah, I think he does have a soft spot for you, even though he doesn't always show it.
I'm one of those slow burns with people, a little abrasive to begin with, but once you get to know me, you can't get rid of me, am I right?
That is definitely true.
Come on, buddy, didn't you say you got some work to do? Let's keep this ball train rolling. I mean, you gotta stay sharp. You're taking care of some important business later on after work tonight, if I recall properly.
Yes, Gavin and his friends should be coming for another training session. I'm very excited.
Yeah, and I bet it'll just be him and his friend. Nobody else will show up as well,
I hope so.
Yeah, but don't worry, because I will be there every step of the way this time. I'm going to help you out, be your wingman, I won't knock any heads.
You can
Well,
help me demonstrate. Excellent.
so what?
You can help me demonstrate.
Oh,
Excellent.
I don't, wait, no, I'm supposed to be, you can't turn, hey, no, stop walking away from me.
Yeah.
No, don't walk away from me.
Nice. Yeah. So Gallain makes that lovely comment. Fizzle gets that image in his head of being a punching bag. Wait. Flashback to training on the ship before you guys got to the city. And yeah, you guys make your way to the forge.
Yes.
It's a little busy at the forge. Bronwyn's behind the desk as usual. You've got
Tegan on time today.
Tegan is on time and not hungover. But both Braden and Iona are here as well, hitting on the Snamble. And you don't notice at first, but Sartor is also here as well.
Very good.
He's up on the main forge, and actually the reason that Braden and Iona are around are they're actually watching. They're here, watching what he's doing, so effectively going through a lesson.
Very good.
And it's just that Ein, the gnome that one of the gnomes who hangs out here at the Ocean's Forge, sells through here, is in the far corner as well.
Very good.
Ein is who you would have got the information to go meet Marvin from.
Marvin, that is correct.
Mm-hmm.
Marvelous Marvin.
Marvelous Marvin.
First up, I will speak to Bronwyn and just check in as I do every morning.
Mhm.
And did anyone take care of that +1 longsword that is needed in the next week?
Oh, it's funny you should say so. The boss is going over it with the young ones just right now.
Oh, so that's what he's teaching right now, is it?
Yeah.
I will go over and take a look. Just one more thing. I've been looking into some of these runes that Ain's have been talking about. I think Salto may be putting one on the sword as well. I'm looking to start experimenting with it, but I found some formulas, but these are quite expensive things. It looks like I need some magical material or something. So I was wondering, how much credit do I have built up at the forge? I may need to draw some gold out to purchase some of these materials.
Well, you've been putting out fine work for better part of a year. Let's see here.
The best I can. I'm learning a lot every day, especially when I get to watch Salto work.
Yeah, she'll reach out under the counter and bring out the. It's a smaller binder, but it sort of lists all the current people working at the forge. It's where everybody sort of records what the jobs they've completed, how much they've sold for, et cetera, et cetera. And so she flips over to, halfway through the book to your sort of section, and she sort of goes eyes wide a little bit. You really don't spend much. You just spend all your time making weapons, don't you?
Pretty much, yes.
I mean, you've got a credit. There's 120 gold pieces in the books here for you.
100. Oh wow. That's a lot.
Year's work at least.
I didn't realize I had racked up that much. I think the first thing I'm going to need is going to cost about 35, 50 gold. I don't want to walk around with that much. I'll just take a 50 for now.
All right. And yeah, she'll reach, I guess, behind the counter. There's a similar to the reinforced iron door that marks Fizzle's workroom. There's a similar but much smaller reinforced box behind the counter, and she goes over there and sort of fiddles with a couple of switches on it, and then cracks the door open, and yeah, pulls out a couple of sacks and starts counting out some gold coins. Did you want it all in gold, or did you want some smaller stuff?
A little bit of smaller stuff. I'm going to be making, I think, one initial purchase, so most of it in gold would be all right. Maybe 5 gold worth of silver and a couple of gold worth of copper.
All right, so 55 or 50, so 40. Let's say 40. 45 gold scepters. Brings us to 550. Let's do. We'll do. You don't need a ton of copper crowns, right? Let's go with 48 silver moons. And that leaves you with 20 copper crowns.
Excellent. Thank you very much. I'm gonna go and check out Saltor doing this longsword.
Yeah, of course.
Hey, Gallain, I know you itching to go over and chat with or watch what's going on. I had some shopping I wanted to do this afternoon. You doing some shopping later on as well?
I think I might be, yes.
All right, well, I'm going to take care of a couple of things. I'll meet up with you and we'll head on out of here, huh? Sound good?
Sounds amazing.
Great, fantastic. Lunch is on you, buddy. All right, and I'll go into the workshop.
I mean, with all those coins, Gallain, your purse is your pouch on your hip is feeling almost as heavy as your hammer.
Yes.
But yeah, you head over, join Braden and Iona on the bench around Saltor's forge. As you come by, he clocks you coming over and gives you a nod. And yeah, and then Raul keeps going on with his sort of description, describing sort of how to prep the surface, especially for when you get into installing runes. You want to make sure that you partway through the forging process leave space for carving the shape of the rune out, and then trying your best to use chisels and dent and displace it. And then once you're ready, use a selection of number of acids, depending entirely on what the metal you are forging with. And it just goes on and on, kind of thing. Just the basic steps for actually etching different symbols into the metal itself. Finally, concluding with the installation of the magical components that actually reinforces the material.
Excellent. Any information that wasn't in the formula that I had previously gotten on these things as well?
Yeah.
I mean, is this a +1 property rune sword or a +1 striking rune sword, or
This is a +1 property rune. Potent.
exactly the kind of thing I'm looking to start doing?
Yeah. So I believe you have this rune. You do recognize it from the
Yes.
what you got. Yeah, this is one of the fundamental runes,
Yes.
which is a weapon potency.
And then once I add a potency rune, I can then add a returning rune. I can't add the returning rune until I've added a potency.
Yeah.
So the first step.
Cool. Yeah, potency. Cool. Yeah. As you're listening to this lesson, Fizzle, what is it you hid in your workshop? You got something you want to look into?
Yeah. So I know I got the all the cogs and pieces from Marvin.
Yeah.
But I actually want to deviate a little bit. I want to make those climbing claws for my gloves and also for my boots. Yeah, so I want to start the process for that. So it's sort of like a wire lattice work for each hand that'll go over the glove for the climbing claws, and similar for the bottom of the boot. Something I can put on and take off.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what I'm gonna start work on.
Nice.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, you got nice, relatively small goblin feet and goblin hands. You start by tracing out a couple of patterns of your handprints, matching them with the gloves you already own. Trying to figure out how to match them together. Give me a crafting check.
Oh, fucking hell. 8. Terrible. Natural 3.
Sweet done.
Yeah, that was rough.
Oh, pardon me.
Clearly, Fizzle is distracted by the second favor and the tasks of this afternoon that he has on his plate.
Yeah. Mine's was racing. Finally had a night's sleep. Wait, what does that mean? Oh God, shit! What do I have to do now?
Yeah. I'm not working through the standard haze. It's alarming. The brain's firing at all pistons.
I'm just picturing Fizzle with like ADHD.
It's pretty close. He has impulse control issues, so yeah.
Nice. You know what? I'm just looking at the clock. 8:23 right now. Before jumping back over to Persephone and Astrid, why don't we take our break right there? Welcome to the lands of Telemore, once ruled by the Caledonian Empire, whose military force annexed everything, from the Emerald Seas of the east all the way to the western Clodthir Mountains. The protective imperial arm had a very long reach, as far north as the deep Skal Woods, and all the way down to the great Dragon's Eye, an unsettlingly placid lake nestled at the foot of the Wraithwind Mountains, far to the south. After massacring the Ashdaja for hoarding knowledge, an act interpreted as controlling the development of humanity, the Empire stood tall for 6.5 centuries, its memory carved in the landscape with the building of roads and aqueducts, impressive monuments, and beautiful cities. All built, of course, on the back of the people that they triumphed over, and with the blood-stained hands of their beginning. Though the peoples conquered could eventually earn citizenship, and with strong hard work and determination, as many did as died. When the final Empress took her shining army to the Clodthir Mountains, through a newly completed route she named Judgment's Pass, she couldn't have known the ironic twist of fate that lay before her. For at home, her regent, drunk on power and lust for sovereignty, was deposed overnight in a bloodless coup known as the Ninth Bell Revolution. when the Empress never returned with her army from the lands beyond. One by one, the territories of the Empire consolidated into city-states, run by a collection of would-be kings, warlords, saviors, and despots. Our story begins in the 57th year of the Republic, or Imperial Year 704, as some scholars still call it, in the former capital of this once great empire of Caledonia, now known as Illyria. Nestled in a large lagoon on the southeastern side of the continent, at the end of a naturally protected valley, limiting entry from land, and guarded off the coast by the Wavecatcher Islands. This once crown jewel and center of power for the Empire, now a crowded, sweltering republic, run by the Illyrian Council, who do their very best to provide a fair and safe harbor for all peoples of all ancestries or creeds. The population of Illyria continues to grow as travelers from all over flock to the city for a chance at a prosperous life, or to attend the renowned Travel Academy, now open to anyone with the aptitude or affluence. Some come to be open sea sailors, as the commerce and trade in the area provide enough windfalls to make people forget how many don't return. Beware though, there is corruption plenty, between rival gangs, corrupt members of the city guard, the Elhans, and political desire. The average citizen is free to live the life as they choose, but should always be prepared. Bright streets, white limestone buildings, and open courtyards filled with fountains provide a false vision of a city that is much more dangerous than it looks. We join the lives of 5 disparate individuals on the morning of Namios in the 2nd month of the year, as they try to carve out a life for themselves. Little do they know, the world has other goals in mind for them.
If you see a cute halfling selling veggies at the market, that's me, Astrid. My best friend and I, Desmond, whom I like to refer to as Des, we spend our days gathering veggies to sell at the market. Little do many know, I actually woke up in this very market, with nothing. Nothing but the clothes on my back, Des by my side, and the only thing I could recall is my name. From there, I was approached by an elderly couple, who were vendors at the market, whom immediately took to me, and me to them. A year later, with still no memories of my past life, I'm still running that very stand.
Let me start by saying, you ain't ever met a goblin like me. Name's Fizzle. Born and raised on the volcanic island of Char, I was fascinated by the alchemical sciences. I wanted to figure out how everything worked, and then make it better. However, that wasn't meant to be. I caused irreparable harm to my family and found myself banished forever. The weight of what I'd done almost broke me. And if it weren't for Gallain, well, you wouldn't be listening to this charming voice. Together, we made Illyria our home, scribing a new chapter in the Ocean's Forge smithy. Now, I spend my days tinkering and crafting devices to aid in my spelunking activities. But at night, that's when I come alive. The rooftops of Illyria are my new playground. The shadows, my constant companions, and what secrets I find in the dark. Illyria, you ain't ready for me. But that's okay. No one ever is.
Hello, my name is Persephone Winterborn, and I am just a normal human person. I grew up in Morski, a village in the far north. My parents are farmers, and my mom taught me how to make herbal remedies from plants we collected in the nearby forest. I didn't fit in my village. When I was little, I could make objects fly and knew things about the future. People thought I was strange and I scared them. So my parents and I decided when I was old enough, I should study at the illustrious Travel Academy in Illyria to learn magic properly. I am so excited to be here now, learning to make potions, casting spells, and studying at the library. Maybe one day if I learn enough, I'll know where my magic comes from.
Hello, my name is Gallain Thombind of the Thombind clan. Like many of the dwarven clans around Caledonia, we left the mines of the coast to be master sailors and explorers on the great seas many generations ago. Born on the sea, I discovered early on that even though I loved the ocean, this life did not love me. The shame of my weakness was incredibly tough for me to deal with. I spent much time trying to figure out how to become a more useful member of the crew. I took to ship's carpentry and crafting to be more helpful, but still felt like I wasn't able to fully pull my weight. The captain of our ship and clan found an alternative. Apprenticeship with his cousin, the master blacksmith of Illyria, Salto. Joined by my new friend Fizzle, we travelled to Illyria to begin our apprenticeships. A year later, I am now the lead apprentice of the Ocean's Forge. I hope to overcome the shame I have brought to my family by throwing myself into learning everything I can about the crafting and use of weapons and armor. Recently, I have started to learn about smithing magical elements into weapons, practice I am very excited to include in my work. If I can become a master smith, create the most unique and powerful weapons in Illyria, perhaps then I can finally prove myself worthy of the name Thombind. So, if you're in need of any weapons or armor in Illyria, stop by the Ocean's Forge. We can take care of you.
And we're back.
Welcome. Let's get back to the quest. Well, let's jump back over to Persephone and Astrid, who are in their cart, being drawn by their horse, heading away from the scene of death they just left.
Oops. I'm sleeping, so.
Assuming, Persephone, tell me if I'm wrong, are you heading straight back to Illyria, kind of thing? Yeah, full trot. Cool. Yeah, especially if you guys go all the way through lunch, or just snack on the cart as you're going. You can make it to the crossroads where those 6 sort of paths diverged, or potentially connected, to head into Illyria, main gate of Illyria, by early evening. Especially if you're rushing a little bit. So then, let's say you make it to, it's about 7 o'clock at night. No, it'll be earlier than that. 6:30 in the evening, and you are just coming up to the crossroads, some of which split off into the northwest, some head straight west.
I guess I'd be awake at this point, eh?
Yeah, you'd be awake by this point. You probably wake up after like noon and 2 somewhere. Yeah.
If Astrid took the reins of the cart, I'm going to then spend my time in my formula book. I'm going to trace both the necklaces and sort of write down anything I can glean from them. And did I learn? Oh no, I didn't learn the School of Magic for one of them because I thought it had already like been used, whatever it was for.
The kind of hint, and maybe this is like an out of game a mechanic that I need to look up. It's not magical as in it's not a magic item. It's a focus for a person to use to cast magic with.
So it doesn't have like this is Arcana or this is Primal, or it's basically, it's like Persephone would pick up like a stone and be like, oh, this is my component for this spell or whatever.
Somewhat. If anything, you'd get a faint divination, or not divination, but divine magic.
Ooh.
But it's not. It's the subtle difference between an item used for magic and a magical item. It is one, it is not the other.
Okay. Yeah, so I guess like Cole's notes, I just sort of write down, I'll make 2 copies. One has like the symbols and I trace them. And maybe I write down more details about kind of like the magic elements that I have gleaned. And then the other copy, I'll like include all the information about what happened and like how, as much as we could recognize about the group of people. So we have something to like hand into the LHAS when we get there. But I want to make sure I copy as much detail as I can from the necklaces, and as well as the sword. If there's any particular design on it, I want to make notes about that.
Okay. Yeah, sitting down with your formula book and making notes and adjustments. The wooden necklace and the metal necklace, they are effectively identical. It's like, if anything, the wooden one looks like it was carved to match the metal one. The sword, other than just being a very finely kept weapon, it's got some, like looking at it and peering at it in the daylight, there seems to be some like some symbols, some glyphs maybe carved into it, sort of seem like enameled and etched into the surface of the blade.
I'm gonna read aura on it. Now that Astrid has the reins and I can focus my attention on it and it's daytime.
Uh-huh. Technically, it is magical. I don't know what school of magic. Oh, I do know what school of magic. Evocation.
Mm. Okay. Yeah, that's just what I do in the cart. And then if Astrid's awake and driving, we don't have to role play it, but I do just want to know, as we're going back, do I see any herbs from the road or anything like that that I could use in a potion?
Give me a perception check. This will be one check for the whole sort of travel time to see if you catch anything.
I do not, because I got a 2. 6 total. Yeah, I'm too interested in the sword. I'm sort of like, right, I'm trying to do too many things at once. I'm looking at the sword, I'm writing notes.
Copying notes.
I'm like trying to find, Atticus has run off somewhere and I'm kind of trying to see where he went, and too many
digesting sort of the experiences you've gone through in the last 48 hours.
The fact that I've looted a corpse. I mean, I got a lot of stuff going on.
Nice.
Yeah, so I guess we just straight on to Illyria, I guess.
Will the horse cart place be open at that time? The horse place?
Well, I was thinking we could, so you don't have to pull your cart all the way back. Why don't we take, the horse can pull the cart back to your house, and then we can go together, or I could just go by myself. I don't mind. And I'll just see if the horse place is open.
That sounds like a good idea. We can do that.
Yeah, and then we can go to the LHAS.
That's a good idea.
Okay.
Good plan.
Awesome. As you get to the crossroads and make your sort of final approach to Illyria, we'll cut back earlier in the day. and meet up with Marco as he's waking up.
My wonderful 1-bedroom apartment, or no, I guess it would be.
I was gonna say, if this is your room in the Dragon's Tail, or
The Devil's Tail? No, that's my own apartment, probably.
Okay.
I probably spend more time at my own apartment than I do at the Devil's Tail.
cool. A sleepy Maeve beside you curls up again, pulls the covers back over her a bit.
I mean, Marco's pretty much up at like 7, so I'll let her sleep. And I'll get dressed quietly.
Nice.
Think to myself, like, what's on the docket today? Yeah, well, okay. Yeah, I'll get dressed. I'll like give the girl a kiss on the head. Just tell her to lock the door when she leaves, or I don't know, man. Like, I feel like Marco's known her long enough to trust her with that. And I mean, it's not like he keeps a lot of things in his apartment, really, and he's just gonna dip.
Nice.
I'm gonna go find Star.
Cool. So you probably head to your hideout first. Check out hideout.
Well, I meant Star has an apartment somewhere that he's probably sleeping at.
Okay. So you go straight to his apartment. You're like you're hunting him.
No, yeah, you may be right. Maybe I'll just go to the base. On the way, I'll get a coffee, do the morning ritual, walk through the market, send some things to the Devil's Tail for my aunties to eat and prepare for dinner tonight. Touch base with the little birds. Basically, just like see what's happening in his turf, right? Just make sure that everyone's good.
Everything's getting set up well. No problem elements coming into the area. Everybody's happy, content, getting on with their day.
Yeah, I'll pull out one of my tin cup that I probably have on me at all times, get myself a coffee and walk down the street. Hear the clop of my boots along the docks.
Cool. Performance Recall Society. Yeah. Your camera will figure it out eventually. No worries.
I know. But usually I can. There we go. It's going to do it this time. Okay, keep going, Patrick, please. Roll dice.
There you go. It's an off and
Yeah,
on.
I just turn it off and on again now. That's just the trick.
All right. So, yeah, give me. I want to get a check from you, but it's not. You're not really gathering information. Yeah, sure. It's a gather information check. It's just you're going about your territory. You're checking in with all your little people.
Diplomacy,
Diplomacy.
society, or Illyria lore. I mean, they're all exactly the same.
Yeah, I was gonna say, so do the diplomacy.
Ooh.
Really be secret, but I don't. It doesn't need to be this time. This is just checking in your day to day.
14.
Nice. Yeah. You're the collection of youngsters that you employ, look after, that run around the city, or at least the areas of the city that you are most present in. They don't seem to. They let you know it was a mostly quiet evening. There's a couple of bar fights, not in any of the local haunts in the area, but close by. And they just kept an eye on them, but they were broken up real quick. Rumors and tip-offs were passed on to the Elhaz in discreet ways, and everything seems to have calmed down really quickly, and it's been a real pleasant morning.
Yeah, I thank you for this valuable information. I really hope that every night going forward that people will be quite libated and their pockets overfull and unguarded for you.
Yeah. You just make your way. You do your circuit, and then you end up back at your hideout.
Yep.
And Candle and Night. I think Night would probably spend sleep at your hideout, eh?
Probably sleeps late too.
Yeah. So yeah, you get in, and Night's still sitting in their cot, sleeping in for the morning. Candle knows your routine and comes by probably around the same time. Just before or just after you, and making sure that she's there. And a couple hours go by.
I have a thing.
Yeah. What would you like to do while you're waiting for Star?
Early, I'm just gonna be like, hey, listen, I have a job I need you to take care of. You wanna find out who that idiot was yesterday that showed up on the docks, started shaking up, our people? I want to know who he belongs to. I want to know where he makes boys.
You're asking this of Candle? Yeah. Boss, he's dead.
Yeah, but he belongs to somebody, and somebody's going to come knocking sooner or later. While you're at it, just tell the Light Gang to be prepared.
Just in case. Eyes open.
Eyes open. Ears open. We don't know who it is. It could be somebody. It could be somebody. It could be nobody. But we don't want to let them have that chance. And then I think Marco would probably leave. He wouldn't just sit around all day doing nothing. He'd probably leave a note for Star saying, come find me. I'll be in the area, just like doing his daily.
Yeah.
Right? It's like for him, his part of his job, the way he sees it, is like, he has to spend time in his community. His face has to be seen. Like that's kind of where he feels like his presence is necessary to assure that people know that he's there and watching and like spending time and helping grannies cross the road. Like it's just like, as much as the guy's a gangster, he's also kind of like this Samaritan fellow.
Yeah.
So
he's there for the community. He builds a good rapport with the community, which helps him sort of get away with some of the other things that he likes to get done.
Precisely. It's all business. It's all import-export.
Marco would be an import-export.
He really does for business.
So I'm just a little behind on my notes. Magical sword.
Oh, you're giving me a magical sword?
I told you I was behind on my notes, so I'm recording things I missed.
Elaine is super interested.
Somebody said magical item. Gallain is distracted. It's super effective.
And magical sword item. And hello.
Where somebody help me.
Yeah. A number of hours goes by. It's probably like getting on lunch before Star comes and tracks you down.
Be sitting at a bench. I think sitting at a bench in the sun, having a cafe is probably like one of the best things in the world.
I mean, it's pretty dreamy. I could go for a nice cafe on the Italian or countryside. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost what it's like being in Illyria. It's pretty warm.
Yeah, probably in the bough of like an olive tree or something.
Nice.
Enjoying the shade. Looking at the beauty of the city that he knows.
Cool. Yeah. Star will come up and he'll sort of notice that you've got the coffee and sort of do a head swivel thing and see the cafe close by where you likely got it from and get himself a coffee.
Yeah, I'll put on the silver. One day you'll get to know me there, Gallain. You'll find out exactly how trustworthy I am.
So, I asked some friends last night about any going-ons, anything that might be happening towards the northwest.
He said something about successes for the Academy Travel yesterday.
Turns out there was a group of 8 that left. Oof. It was a later night than I wanted it to be. But
we have nothing but it, don't we?
it sounds like the council's heard of one of the other cities making threatening moves.
Is this supposed to be some sort of retaliatory force?
Sounds more exploratory. The city is capturing beasts and funneling them in different directions at the adjacent towns around them.
Interesting. Why ever would they do that? Is like some ploy to make it look like they're not doing it, or you think that it's an intentional?
Those answers will probably come when that group gets back. Might owe someone a favor for last night now. Nothing big, but
Who is it?
one of the custodians at the academy.
Absolutely. I was thinking about making a visit there myself. You let me know what they need, and we'll get it to them, okay? Also, they're still gonna inform, yeah? And this is not like a one-time deal; it's a continuous thing. Good.
I'll do what I can. They're good people, but they're not. Yeah.
I mean, everyone wants their pockets lined with some silver here and there. Especially people who are diligent working class folk. And we're here to provide.
As diligent working class folk.
Of course. Nuriel, in fact. Anything else? You seem tense.
Enjoying the coffee.
Good. Good. It's a good day.
There is talk of a, pardon the expression, gang war.
You don't say.
Smaller islands. Small time gang. Talking 20, 30 people most. But the bodies are starting to count.
The bodies?
They're fighting each other, and the Elhaz is paying it more attention because a bunch of them are dying.
Yeah, they're probably floating down the main.
Not that it'll affect us in any way, but the Elhaz will probably be a little more attentive for the next couple of weeks.
Well, that's not good for us. Okay. Who's this gang that is ending up? Who's the? Which gangs are fighting?
I don't know what they're called. They're freaking red hats or something.
Red hats or something. They connected to Tilly?
I mean, isn't everybody?
No. Definitely not.
Fair.
More than others. I just want to know if their actions are going to cause a ripple effect that's going to hit every one of us.
Seems like they're young and stupid. Yeah.
Are we all?
Some younger than others.
Hey, listen, back off, okay? Got like 8 months on me, maybe.
It's like a couple of years.
Okay. Good work. Oh, by the way, remember that guy I put in the canal yesterday?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want this getting tied up with this gang war that's being talked about, so you keep your eyes open, okay? We don't want any trouble here. You see anyone coming by doing some shady things, you just don't engage. You come to me.
All right.
And tell the Ninos when you see them too.
I want to try and find out if he was working for anyone.
That would be the best. Yes. I want to know who he's connected to. I don't want someone coming to like knock on our door. Someone might be out for blood, but
Okay.
good man. I'll like pat him on the shoulder.
You want another coffee, boss?
No. No, I'm more than caffeinated. I can feel my butt jiggling.
All right, and he'll get up and go grab another coffee.
Yeah, Marco's gonna take it easy. He's just on watch right now, so he'll sit back, spend the time. I have nothing really that I have in mind that I need to do at this very moment, except for keeping my eyes peeled.
Pardon me.
My last comment. I can feel my kidneys vibrating. That's what I want to say.
Kidneys.
My
Like your
kidney.
butt cheeks.
I don't know, man. It was the first thing that came to my head.
I don't know if you can call that caffeine.
It means that I'm vibrating.
All right. Well, that brings us to noon for Marco. Let's jump over to Fizzle and Gallain. Gallain.
After Saltor's demonstration, I wouldn't mind a quick word with Ainz as well.
Of course.
Our gnome friend. We'll just go up to Ainz. Ainz, good morning. Thanks for the tip. I went and visited your friend Marvelous Marvin yesterday.
He's not calling himself that, is he?
It's what the sign outside his shop said.
I told him not. Oh, it's such a stupid name.
It's not for me to judge, but he was extremely helpful. Fizzle managed to negotiate a couple of formulas for me. I've got a property potency formula, a returning rune, and even a kin warning rune.
Kin Warden, what's that one?
It's to do with my dwarven clan dagger, and I'll pull that out and show him.
Ooh.
Yes, this one was a gift from my father. But I believe these kin warding runes are designed specifically for this type of dagger, so I'm very interested in looking towards that. But first of all, I promised a returning rune on one of Fizzle's daggers for him. Quick question, you've done a few of these before, yes, with Saltor?
I've done a couple. Still getting used to it.
That's okay. I'm just looking for information in terms of I need to get some acid for the etching. Fizzle's got that, but I need some magical material as well, I believe, to enamel into the runes. What do you normally use, and where do you get it? Where can I find some?
I mean, Saltor will probably be able to order some in. I know that there's a couple of what's the word? Importers. They'll bring it in. Yeah.
So no one makes this material locally. It's all imported.
Usually comes in from the mines or the refineries inland. Everything was sort of moved out of the city. On my father's generation, we're all freed.
Yes. What is the material called? The formula was a little vague. It's just referred to it as the usual magical essence, the dust and crystals. What's pardon?
It sort of depends on the different. Before I make a in-character claim, I'm going to do some quick searching because I don't think there is a material, and so I can make before I make something up, I want to make sure about making something up. Yeah. Let's see here.
The quest for the golden spiky fruit.
Pineapple juice, that's what it is.
Cannot play. You say. Yeah, no, there's absolutely nothing coming up here. I get to make my own residuum. This pause will be edited out by our lovely Tatiana in the future.
This pause brought to you by Tatiana.
Or not.
And by technical difficulties.
Technical
I will
difficulties.
take note of the time.
But it's such thrilling stuff. I'm on the edge of my seat.
Right?
Insert character art here.
Oh. You might need the magical crafting feat before you can etch runes.
I think the potency rune that when I was looking it up, it's just required expert in crafting,
That works.
which may be next level anyway.
Loading, casting a certain spell. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
I think I can. I think I may be only able to do this at next level, but I'm kind of just prepping it all up.
Noise. Spectacular. Shiny. Love it. Yeah, there's no specific material, and I didn't think of one as of yet.
We are still in this part that's going to be cut out. Hamza. Or is it too early?
Well, Hamza's the drug. It's in.
Unrefined was used for magical.
Yeah, he's used for, but it was something that was like going to be extra to like make something particularly ridiculous. Crystalline, was crystalline definium or something that I named the thing, but
I have that somewhere. Criscola delphinium.
Criscola.
Yeah.
Criscola.
CHRYSCOLLA.
I think it's got to be Criscola delphinium. Apologies for the delay, gang. I just don't want to create a random thing. All right. What was the question again, Gallain?
I'm just wondering if you know what the material is called, or is it just general magical substance essence that can be found at certain stores? I just don't want to sound like an idiot when I'm asking for it.
Yeah, let's through especially the course there, like the lesson you just heard from Saltor, it's less a like specific item that is a magical item that you then stick into the thing, and more of a process as well as another item. So the etching itself and the sort of the ability that you hone within yourself is what imbues the magic into the thing. Yeah. So it's less finding X ingredient or Y ingredient, although a lot of these things do help, and some ingredients have different effects that are desirable. But it is a lot more of the process of the actual construction is imbuing it with magical talent from the crafter.
Ah, good to know. Good to know. Well, thank you very much. I think that's all I need for now. I'll see what I can find out at the stores today, but looks like I have some studying.
Cool things that when you craft with them, they get this sort of red sheen to them, and then sometimes you can have like there was something new that's out now where it's like this like iridescent purpley blue sheen from some weird thing. But there's a number of like artisans play around with this stuff all the time.
It's definitely intriguing and exciting to explore. I'm looking forward to experimenting with it myself.
Let me know when you do.
I would certainly appreciate the hand. I certainly will. I have to make sure I have everything set up and all the supplies, and I will let you know as soon as I start. Thank you. Thank you for the tip with Marvin as well.
Of course.
At that moment, you hear the big reinforced door slam shut, and Fizzle just cursing in Goblin and Gnome and Dwarvish, muttering as he walks over. Fuck it! Come on, Gallain, let's get out of here. Stupid morning sleep. Who needs sleep, honestly? And just walks on out the Ocean's Forge.
Sounds like you need lunch.
I'm
gonna go.
Okay.
I imagine Heinz flinched quite badly as the door slammed open.
Oh yeah. Even from the other end of the forge, just like
I suppose Saltor doesn't need to see me, or I'll check after lunch, and I'll head on off after Fizzle before he gets too far.
Copy that. Fizzle, where are you heading?
I am heading to the northeast side of the docks, whatever marketplace is over that way.
Copy that.
I'll kind of pause for a moment, like take a breath, let it out, to see Gallain following, wait for him.
Where would you like to go for lunch, Fizzle?
I was thinking about checking out some new places, so look, let's just wander northeast kind of direction, see what comes from there. I've got some coins weighing down my pocket, as I'm sure you do as well, so, might find some odd bits and pieces.
Just more than I was expecting, yes.
Yeah, I know, right? You're like a money bag now, huh? Like a rich guy over here. Am I saying that?
Fizzle, not too loud.
Hmm? Oh, you're one of those like dignified rich people that likes to keep it to yourself, kind of,
Not rich.
like you're not really rich, but in actual fact you could buy the whole horse kind of deal.
I don't even know what a horse goes for. Let's just find somewhere to have lunch.
Oh wow, doesn't even know what a horse goes for. How's this guy, huh?
I know it goes for a trot. Like that's all I know.
A number of the market stall or hawkers near where you're walking by, Fizzle, they sort of immediately turn to you and start like holding up their wares and
I clap Fizzle on the back and it's like, let's go.
And the whole time we're heading over to this area of the docks, I want to keep my eyes peeled for a certain description of a certain someone. If you know some meaning there, GMG.
I think I'm picking up what you're putting down. Won't you give me a perception check?
Ah, shit.
What did you expect?
15.
15. Not bad. We can work with that. Let's see here.
I'll be on the lookout for anywhere that's selling magical material and the like as well that might be able to help with these runes that I am planning.
Nice. Give me a perception check as well.
18.
18. Oh, great. Fizzle, as you're walking around like head in a swivel, there's, because of your stature, there's it's really tough to sort of see through the crowd. You're really only seeing people in your immediate vicinity. Every now and again, you catch a flash of purple, but it's like somebody's pants instead. And it's a group of people that are in like a cafe uniform kind of thing. Gallain, you see a number of sellers around that trying to hawk like a magical, what they were claiming is sort of magical stuff, and as you go by and you're looking through it, you're like, no, that's bullshit. No, that's not real. No, that's just silica. What do you? Yeah. Fortunately, you're so talented at crafting that. Yeah.
I at least know what the material is. Excellent. Anywhere that takes your fancy for lunch, Fizzle?
Yeah, you pick. You're buying. God damn it! Why is everyone so fucking tall?
Tell me about it. Somewhere by the water, perhaps.
Yeah, get some perspective. Okay, yeah, I'll follow your lead. Was that really? You wear that to work?
I'll find a nice dockside bar or tavern where we can sit right by the water and hear the lapping of the water and the gondolas go past.
Yeah. From where your position is, you sort of like probably make a bit of a loop around through this market, sort of heading out of this market to another one. Just a little sort of south from where the Ocean's Forge is. Somewhere effectively like between your house and
I thought we were heading to the northeast.
Yeah, you were heading sort of northeast, and then I figure you guys sort of deke back down around. But if you want to keep going north and just go to the water there, yeah.
Wherever Fizzle was leading us.
Yeah, I know you sent those maps through, Pat, but I'm so sorry. I was so disorientated because they're so far back. So I just like all I have to go on is northeast side of the docks. So like you feel free to make a judgment call on that, but I'm assuming that's going to be somewhere near the docks ward. So that's where I want to go.
Yeah, I figured. We'll definitely work on some close inside maps here. But I figured since you're heading, I know what you're trying to get to. I'll sort of maneuver your path, sort of horseshoe around through one market towards another market. This is one of those ones that like you guys get breakfast here relatively on your way to work kind of thing, but you sort of go the other direction to go for lunch, so you don't spend a lot of time here in the middle of the day. But yeah, you eventually find a decent place that's got some nice patio seating right by the water. Get that nice ocean breeze coming in. I'll help keep things a little cool in this, classic Illyrian sun.
While we were waiting for the food to come out after we've ordered, I'll bring out the notes on the runes and start sharing them with Fizzle and saying, okay, so looks like I need some of this material, some of this type of acid. Is this one of the ones you have? What do you think?
Yeah, there's more science involved in these things than what I thought.
Yeah, I believe it's a mixture of coming from the artist and coming from the material and a blending of the two. I'm excited to try.
Yeah, I probably got you on most of the acid fronts. I mean, some of the other stuff, I'm not as well versed in, but hey, that's what experimentation is for, right, buddy?
That's what it's for. I'm hoping we can pick up the rest of the materials today, and we can possibly start on this tomorrow and then in the near future.
Sounds great. Just wonderful. Whole time, like just looking around, standing on the chair, like just kind of, yep, one point in time, get up on the table and just sort of walk over and be beside him, like, oh yeah, fascinating stuff.
Give me another perception check.
Trying to avoid someone, Fizzle?
Hammer time, motherfucker. That's a 24.
Are you trying to avoid someone, Fizzle? Or you're going to run into someone that you don't want to see?
No, I just, I have that thing. What are the urchins calling it? FOMO. Just like concern that I'm gonna miss out on something. So I just just looking around, oh, the sights and sounds. Oh, don't want to miss another giant octopus or squid or whatever the fuck those things are.
Very well. Let me know if you see anything interesting.
Oh yeah, of course.
Marco, to confirm, you're just walking your beat, checking out the stalls.
Just hanging out, talking to people, schmoozing, walking the docks, keeping an eye out for anyone who might cause trouble.
Yeah.
Fizzle.
Fizzle.
You don't know.
No, I don't. I'm looking for some other troublemakers.
Yeah. Fizzle. Standing on the chairs, you still not seeing much. You get on the table and you go right over to Gallain, and just as he's like distracting you and calling up to you, like he's trying to get your attention, kind of thing. Like, what the heck are you trying to find and whatnot? You sort of catch a good 150 meters away. Two people sitting on a bench, having a conversation and a coffee. Just as this is happening, you see them one guy gets up and goes and gets himself another coffee, and the other gentleman wearing a purple hat gets up and heads sort of south from where you're facing, and disappears behind the next block of buildings.
Oh shit, what am I doing? I said I was gonna meet Fairlith for lunch today. Oh buddy, I am so sorry. I gotta duck off. You know what? You eat mine. I'm gonna and I run out and I'm gonna head I'm gonna run as quickly as I can for the most part, and then wherever he turned down, I'm gonna very calmly sort of go around the corner and try and follow.
Okay. What's your speed?
25 feet.
Okay.
Fellas, I thought it was so. Oh, he's gone.
All right, you get around the this lovely thing here. I'm very excited to use. You head around. You race, through the bar, along the patio, jumping over a canal. You get to just where where you think the street was that this person went down, and you sort of peek around the corner. Give me a perception check.
16.
16, not bad. Just as you sort of turned around, you look down this one path, and it heads down about 30 feet and then dead ends. There doesn't seem to be anybody in it.
But this is the one that he went down?
Taking another quick look around, there's one more street, another block, another 20 feet past.
Stupid. God, push on that one.
The buildings sort of just line up where it looked like he went down this way, but it was actually that way.
Great. Yeah. Bolt down to the next one. Same thing. Just casually walk around the corner.
All right. Fantastic. I love it. Looking around the corner, and another 60, 70 feet down this hallway on the or down this street on the opposite side, chatting to another stall owner. Just looks like is a gentleman wearing a purple hat.
Fluffy purple velveteen muffin hat.
Muffin cap.
Got you, you flamboyant peacock motherfucker. All right, let's dance.
Burning.
I'm gonna stay like 50 feet back and just pretend like I'm like, are there like market stalls down the side or like just random buildings? What's around?
This sort of this space sort of opens up a little bit. It's probably 25 feet across. There's sort of stalls. This is like this is a road that's big enough for sort of carts to go down, heading towards one of the main bridges to the next island. There's quite a few sort of market stalls and carts around. There's a number of buskers around one side of it. There's a fair number of people sort of crossing around, moving, zigzagging. It's a pretty steady market. Not like throngs of people bumping shoulder to shoulder, but certainly like a number of people. Yeah.
Oh, okay, if there's a number of people.
You're trying to blend in?
Yeah, I'm gonna hang back like 40 feet. There's more people than I thought, so I'm gonna hang back like 40 feet and just, pretend to like go and like look at something, but just keeping my eyes on the peacock.
Yes, my friend has left. Is there any chance you can bag up his meal? I'll take it to him. Thank you very much.
There was nothing wrong, sir, was there?
Not with the food. The food was excellent. Thank you very much.
Are you sure?
Yes, he had to run off unexpected. Apparently, he double booked the date.
The rat bastard.
I know, but what can you say, best friends?
Did you go for drinks? You want another pint?
Yes, I will have one more. Thank you very much.
Right away. Fizzle, I need you to roll me. It's not a stealth check. This is going to be
Deception?
Deception. Yeah. Deception, effectively to impersonate.
As 19 GMG, nat 16.
Not bad. Mercutio, what is your perception modifier?
Like the DC?
Yeah.
13.
Okay.
I'm too busy schmoozing,
I was gonna say you're schmoozing. You're hanging out.
Flirting with everybody.
Fizzle, what's your perception DC?
10 plus wisdom and proficiency, right?
Yep.
14.
Okay.
Yeah, because I don't know that he has a whole bunch of people working for him, probably watching his back all the time.
I mean, apparently they're not watching.
I don't find out about Fizzle,
Yeah. You start for the next 15, 20 minutes. You see him sort of head to stall, chat with people, make contact, say, hey, how's it going? How you doing? It's like this guy knows everybody in this area. Like 40 odd minutes go by. Lots of handshakes, lots of how you been? How's your family? Still pretty loud in here. You can't hear. You're not close enough to get any words unless you want us to move a little closer.
Yep.
Give me another stealth check, or I should say deception check.
That is a hammer time number 2 for a 23.
The dice gods in Chaos King's favor. Right.
Can't
Yeah,
craft for shit today, but I can sneak up on a guy.
Yeah. You get close enough, and it's much like the body language and everything looks like it. He is saying hi to people, making sure they're okay, asking them if there's any trouble, anybody in town, anybody in the neighborhood causing any grief. Another half hour or so goes by. Gentleman starts to head out of the market, sort of down some other streets.
As soon as as soon as the crowd starts, I'll like pull back, back to like 40 feet, 40, 50, just still sort of tailing him best I can. I'll follow this guy all afternoon if it takes it.
Marco, as soon as you leave the market, one of your right when you sort of go around a corner, there's an alleyway on the next street, and one of your youngins bolts out of the alleyway, hands you a note, and keeps running. Fizzle, give me another perception check.
I'll keep walking and just like casually palm it open and look down in my hand and then keep walking.
19 for my perception check.
Fizzle, as you get around the corner, you see and you hang back there. Let this gentleman get a little farther ahead of you. You see this young kid running down the other way. Lots of young kids in Illyria all the time, but this one's sort of doing double takes and looking in your direction.
Huh. Okay. The way that Peacock is walking at the moment, is it like down like a main street? Is there like, do I know any of this area from my nighttime activities at all?
Yeah. From this area, we're heading. This sort of market, the street was heading sort of south. Where you've turned, if you were to keep going south a number of blocks, you actually reach your apartment. But turning down this street now, it's one of the side streets that has a canal running through part of it. And it's the street itself heads east-west. So you're now heading west, sort of away from where your apartment and, say, the Ocean's Forge would be.
Man of action, not a man of thinking too much. Fuck it, we keep following him. would love to climb on the roofs, but do not have my gears with me. So I'm gonna, I'm just gonna kind of keep my head on a swivel still. Haven't seen that little kid, and just keep following the feather, with the strut.
Marco, you thumb open the note.
Yeah.
And it says someone's following you.
Okay. I guess I'm just gonna keep walking. You know, actually, I'm gonna go to the dock. I'm gonna go to one of the farthest points along the pier. I'm just gonna peer into the ocean for a little while. That's what I'm gonna, or I guess the inlet for a little while.
Okay. Yeah. So like over the next like 15-20 minutes, you can make a couple another like right turn, cross a small bridge, get to one of the docks, one of the nicer sort of piers that sticks out into the water of like the old docks area. You're not actually that far from the Devil's Tail. It's not quite in your you just sort of exited your area of influence.
Did I?
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, I probably wouldn't do that though. Not if someone's tailing me, Patrick.
Okay. Then
Would stay within an area where the people know and like me.
then you can make a couple of twists and turns and make it up to say like the southern tip of your like area of influence.
Yep. Yeah, and I'm like, so I'm just gonna do what I'm doing. I'm gonna keep my eyes open for whoever's following me, but like, you know, Marco's not one to kind of hide.
Yeah.
I mean, not necessarily, but yeah, eventually if it starts getting a little later, he'd probably go to the Devil's Tail to get some food. So he's not like.
Give me a perception check. Fizzle. You travel. It's another like 45 minutes or so of like just the odd meandering path, but you end up following him back towards the water. And it looks like he's sort of heading towards like one of the piers, one of the little like seating areas that sticks out into the water.
I got an unnatural 20, GM.
Nice.
Yes, that's enough. How much do I owe you? Just to check things.
Absolutely, sir. Right away. Skipping back. No worries.
I swear to God, if like Gallain is still paying for his meal, he probably just sees Fizzle every once in a while, like running across the street, disappearing for 5 minutes, and then running across.
Gallain's just enjoying his meal and his pint.
It's been a fantastic afternoon so far. As you're getting towards the pier, Marco, you do notice the figure that's trailing you.
Am I certain that it's trailing me, or am I just like caught by the fact that there's, or like how common are goblins in Illyria?
Not common. Not common. They're not unique. Fizzle is not the only goblin, but they are rare. There's somewhere in the neighborhood of like, what did we say the population of Illyria was in the 600,000s? There's like,
Yeah, I think we said 589,000.
Pardon?
I think we said our decision was 589,000. I'm not sure though.
I've got written down on our map 683. 83,500. Yeah. So in that massive population, there's maybe 100.
Oh, that's still more than I thought. Okay.
Does that include the dead guy from yesterday that Marco killed? Is he off that tally?
It's like the
I'm a bit of killing goblins, you know. There's no racial profiling going on here.
that guy wasn't a goblin.
No, the guy from yesterday.
Yeah, I guess I'll give this goblin a curious look, and I'm just gonna keep walking. If he's in the pathway, I'll tip my hat to him. Good afternoon, and continue going.
He's still staying behind you, as opposed to in your path and whatnot.
If I went down a dock, I'd have to come back, right?
If you went down to the end of the pier,
Yeah.
I was going to say, Fizzle, do you follow onto the pier? I'm picturing one a nice seating structure that's maybe goes into the water by 40 or 50 feet and then just ends with a nice bunch of benches.
And he's just walked down to the edge of this pier and he's just kind of standing staring out at the water.
Yeah. Cool. There's a
I'm gonna very slowly walk down the pier towards him.
About halfway down, there's an older gentleman with a sack of breadcrumbs. He's feeding the ducks, tossing it into the water.
Afternoon. Don't have a hat, but okay.
Tip the goggles, tipping the goggles.
And I'll just slowly walk towards the Peacock down the end of the piers. And once I get beside him, just sort of looking out at the water. It's quite the getup you got there.
Huh? Hey?
Hey, how you doing? Name's Fizzle.
I gotta reach my hand out and then you don't look so good, fella.
Huh?
You maybe sick? I don't know.
Sick? Well, teeth? Something on my face? Do I have the chowpox? Is that what's going on? Oh my God! I have brought it all the way over to Illyria. What have I done? No, I'm kidding. No, I'm fine. I'm just a goblin. It's just how I look. What? You never seen a goblin before?
No, I've definitely seen a goblin before, but you just have really deep bags under your eyes, and I don't know about those stains right there. The browny red ones and the yellow might look like the pox.
Oh no! I'm an alchemist, and I don't sleep because I'm haunted by the traumas of my past. But that's just me. So how about you? I didn't get your name. Normally where I'm from, you say your name and then you pass on the other name. It's kind of like this thing called manners that I've heard of in civilization.
Where are all my manners? Take the hat off. My name is Mercutio, but you can call me Marco.
So why would you say that your name's Mercutio if you just want me to call you Marco?
I don't know. You said something about manners, and I figured I'd tell you my name, but everyone just calls me Mercutio, and that's what I prefer. Really, it's just that simple.
Wait, so you prefer Mercutio, but you ask people to call you Marco?
No, You sure you're okay?
Look, I got a night's sleep for the first time in like a year last night, so I gotta be honest, I don't think I am actually okay. I haven't really had the normal amount of caffeine that my body is used to, so I'm operating on a very different level right now.
Oh, why don't we get you a coffee there, Fizzle? Mr. Fizzle, actually, he would call you. Why don't you get you a coffee there, Mr. Fizzle?
Oh, that sounds kind of fancy. I like that. I like that. You know, hey, can I borrow your hat for a second?
No.
Oh, I kind of wanted to feel like, you know what? It's fine. You go get the. Well, should I? I'll come with you. You know, just to, yeah.
You're a funny little guy. You know that? Who brings you to the docks?
You.
Around you before. Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, I see. Well, would you like to tell me why?
Yeah, I'm wondering what you're doing.
I guess I was taking a stroll today, saying hello to the people in the streets, yourself included.
Yeah, no. I saw all of that. I was following you, but like, what are you doing?
I'm not sure I understand the question.
Come on. I think you know what I'm talking about. You got something going on.
Do I?
Yeah, you do.
Well, I mean, don't we all? Don't we all have a life going on here? Forget about it. It's no big deal.
The problem is I can't forget about it. I kind of owe a favor to some people. And so, you know, I've been basically tasked with coming along and, you know, hunting you down and finding out what it is that you're doing.
I'm just going to stare at you in the face and like stop walking. Like, did he actually just come directly up to me and say, I've been following you with the intention of finding out what you're doing, and like someone has sent me to do this thing? Like, that's rather brazen. Actually, you know what? He's gonna look at you like in disbelief and then be like, that's rather brazen of you. I like that.
Well, what can I say? You know, I'm a goblin of many skills. If you kind of catch my drift, and suddenly 2 knives appear in my hands, and we're just gonna twirl them around in both of my fingers, and then with a flash, they are gone.
You know some carnival tricks?
What's a carnival?
Into the shape of a person?
Sorry, no. Could you just go back to from out of town? What's a carnival?
Oh my goodness, my man. I'm gonna have to show you. Come with me. Let's go get you that coffee.
Okay.
You see, Fizzle, I guess if you want to know what it is that I'm doing is, you know, I work here, I live here. We'll walk by the Devil's Tail brothel. This is the place I grew up in.
Devil's Tail, nice. Okay, looks
Establishment.
good.
If you're looking for some Devil's Tail, that's the place where you should go. Okay.
Takes Fizzle a moment to kind of process what it is that you're saying, and then, oh no, I have a whole bunch of made up people that I'm, you know, jumping between concubines, I think the word is. It's a whole bit that I have with a buddy of mine. I'm really driving him up the wall. It's fantastic. You might like him. A little dwarf by the name of Gallain, works at the Ocean's Forge. He's a little bit of a straight and narrow kind of guy, to be honest. I really feel like he needs to get out of there and have some more fun personally. But, you know, who am I to lead his life, right?
Yeah, I've seen the Ocean Forge. I walked by it a few times. You guys do a lot of good smithing work. You guys do any engineering?
Yeah, I'm a bit of a tinkerer, you know, like to dabble in a few different things.
Yeah, like spring work mechanisms and all that. I might have for you guys.
Oh, really? I'm actually working on a little something at the moment that's involving some springs and some cogs. It's a extracurricular project for spelunking.
Spelunking. I like the sound. Is that where you go into caves and you try and find treasure?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Caves.
Yeah. Caves.
So, Marco, What are you doing?
Well, currently I'm going for coffee with you. This place is excellent right here. They have a great espresso.
Yeah.
Hey, let me get you one. It's on me, okay?
Oh, no, thank you. But seriously, Marco, what are you doing?
Yeah. I don't really understand how to answer this question. I'm living my life, man. Take care of my family. I look out for the streets. You could say that I'm an import and export.
Okay, clearly this tactic isn't going as I was hoping. Damn, that is good coffee. Wow, you really get the hookups, don't you?
Yeah, no, you live here your entire life. You end up meeting the right people.
Yeah.
It looks like you might be wanting to meet the right people as well. But I gotta say, I don't really know many of them.
I don't know. I think you might know a right person or two. You know, you hiring at the moment. You maybe need some extra finger work done here and there.
Yeah, I could probably use an extra set of hands sometimes.
Yeah, with like your special project.
Water though, for sure. I don't know what you're trying to suggest. Uh-huh. Yeah.
Okay. Look,
Brilliant pearly whites for a goblin, you know?
again, alchemy. It has a multitude of different uses. Also, I eat quite an extensive range of charcoals.
Oh, interesting. Charcoal makes your teeth white?
Yeah, it's a discovery that we found in on Char. Most of the goblins there have pearly whites. We get hunted actually, and then people come along and they make necklaces of our teeth.
That's terrible.
Oh, you fell for that one. Oh wow, you Longshanks, damn, you are as gullible as dwarves. I love it.
Yeah, no, I'm a pretty gullible guy. You know, it's pretty easy to pull the wool over my eyes.
I'm sure it is. I mean, considering the vast network of little individuals that you seem to have running around. I saw that orphan. Was it a note? Did you have like a dead drop system? I love the dead drop system myself personally. It's real convenient.
The kids love me around here because I give them candy.
Candy, huh?
You'd be surprised at how easy it is to make people happy. Illyria is a pretty simple town once you get to know it. You've been here for a year?
Yeah.
You've been living at the Ocean Spray Forge, you said?
No, I don't live at a forge.
I don't know. There are apartments above it?
Nah. I mean, at one point in time, we thought we was going to live there, but then, you know, Gallain's super rich. So we got an apartment.
Yeah, maybe you introduce me to your friend Gallain at some point.
Perhaps I will. So
Cool.
what you up to for the rest of the day, Marco?
Just this.
Just this, huh?
Just
Wow.
this.
Nice. Enjoying the sunshine, a little coffee, a little conversation.
Really is the life, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
You're going to ask me again, aren't you?
I really want to.
Well, I'll tell you what. Perhaps I'll tell you one day, okay? I can find you at the Ocean Spray. I can leave a message there for you if you're not there.
Yeah, the Ocean Spray. Go to the Ocean Spray and you'll be able to ask for Fizzle.
You got it.
And Devil's Tail for you, right?
Yeah, you know, anywhere really in this area.
And if I wanted to find like a hideout or something that you had, whereabouts might I look? Like in the same sort of area? Or are you the kind of guy that likes to sort of brand and like have it in a different area?
Oh, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm a pretty open person. I don't know if you've noticed. You know,
I know.
each person on the street knows who I am.
Well, I mean, they know a version of you, to be fair. They might not necessarily have read the whole book, because you seem like a closed book. You know, you get to read like the blurb on the back. Maybe you have like a little portrait, because, you know, you got that goatee and that hat, so it seems pretty fancy. I feel like you've posed for a portrait or two in your time, haven't you?
Yeah, probably something like that. You know, it isn't easy growing up on the streets.
Yeah.
You know, like I told you that I grew up at a brothel.
Yeah, I really wish I could like know a little bit more about that, but I've only been in civilization for a year and I grew up basically underneath a volcano. So like knowing what a brothel is is kind of a little over my head. But you know what? It's been great chatting to you, Marco. I feel like I've gotten a lot of information out of you, even though you may not know that. I'm going to leave you to it because my buddy Gallain's going to go run this youth group where he teaches kids how to fight. So be seeing you, or maybe not. Maybe I'll be in the shadows watching. Who knows? And I'll run.
Fizzle. What a peculiar young fellow.
And I will book it all the way back to the Forge and hope that I'm in time for YMCA with Gallain.
Games Master General, I'm gonna like send a hand signal, like send a message to one of the Ninos as he's doing, like as his back is to me, and then I'm gonna go to the Devil's Tail.
Cool.
Fizzle's lunch is sitting on his workbench when he gets back.
Oh, Gallain, you are the best!
Food! Let's touch in with Astrid and Persephone. You guys just coming into town, and was your plan to head straight to Astrid's place, drop off the cart, and then return the horse?
Yeah.
Okay.
As we go on our way, I say to Astrid, Astrid, I've been thinking, I still really want to go to the police and tell them what we saw, and maybe they can recover the bodies. But on an academic level, I'm also super interested in these necklaces and the sword, and I don't know much about it, but it is magical and it does have some stuff carved on it. Do you think it would be super bad if we delayed talking to the Elhaz and had a blacksmith check out this sword? Like, morally speaking, what's your stance on that?
Well, I don't know anything about magic. And I don't feel the Elhaz do either. So really, we could be helping them by finding out.
See, I feel like we connect, even though we didn't really get a chance to we were kind of busy on this trip, but I feel like we agree on a lot of stuff, yeah.
Same. We are the same somehow, but I don't know, but I like it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I think that's a good idea.
Like a weird kinship with you somehow. Like when I'm out with my dad and we have the cart and he's we're going to the general store. Like he takes like Like we circle that general store forever to like just park the cart, but you and I, we just like, we make decisions and then we go with it.
Maybe we knew each other in a past life.
Oh, that's so fun. I should ask one of my professors about that.
That'd be very cool.
Cool.
But I think that's a great idea.
Okay.
Looking more into that.
Okay.
But I don't want you to get charged extra for the horse because I know that costs a lot of money. So I'll unload my cart. Did you need any help taking stuff to your place?
No, I just pretty much have my backpack and I'm good.
I'm gonna like start unloading my pots, pans, and extra bags,
Oh,
and my
sure.
sleeping bag, and extra pair of boots I didn't use.
Nice.
Several changes of clothing.
That haven't been used. Like
Yeah.
it was 2
No.
weeks worth of changes of clothing, and it was
Like 2 days, 3 days, 2.5 days.
Love it.
And then Astrid, do you want to come with me? Or I don't know if you're kind of tired and like we could meet up at the library in a couple days. Yeah.
I do want to get to the market tomorrow, so I think I'm gonna go to bed. If you feel safe to take the horse back yourself, okay.
Mhm.
And then we should definitely meet up at the library
Okay.
and look more, or at a blacksmith's and look more into this sword.
Yes. I feel pretty filthy, so I'm gonna return the horse and maybe go to a bathhouse tonight. And tomorrow morning I'll bring my information to the LHAS. I'll drop off the report, and maybe I'll come say hi to you in the market, and then we can figure out who to go to for a blacksmith.
That's a good plan.
Okay.
That's a good plan. I'm generally done in the market in the early afternoon, so I have all the rest of the afternoon to go and do things.
Excellent.
It's exciting.
Nice.
And I'll say my goodbyes and then Des and I will gather the stuff
Astrid?
and go into that. Yes?
Do we hug now?
Yeah. And I'll I'll climb onto the cart to like be at like shoulder length and give a big hug. Thanks for the staff and trying to save my life.
Yeah. Thanks for not leaving me to die.
I couldn't have thought about it any other way.
Yeah.
And I go to bed.
Yeah. I go to return the horse.
Fantastic. Yeah. It's easy enough. The stables, even though there's, it's getting on like 8:30 at night, the sun's about to go down. It's not, there's still, it's not like it was a shop that has open hours. It's just a stables. It looks like when you head in, the gentleman you rented from, he's sitting in one of the back rooms, and eventually you find him, and you're able to return the horse. He goes over everything with you, of course, just the whole circle around, make sure there's no dings or scratches.
And then do I get my deposit back?
Less a day. What is it? Renting. I have that here somewhere.
I asked for 2 days, but I don't know if I'm like over the time limit, so I kind of assumed I'd have to pay, or like he would just hold back some of the deposit, but I would get some back. I don't know.
That's exactly it. He just holds back.
It was like we were like more like 3 days, weren't we?
Yeah.
Yeah. So then I'd get like 9 silver back, Because it was like 1 silver per day or
I believe it
something.
was 1 silver per day. I was just. Note.
Okay, so I'll
Yeah,
just say
9
9.
silver back.
Okay, cool. And then I would like to go to a bathhouse. Clean myself up.
Cool. You've probably been to a bathhouse in the city already once or twice. You probably got your favorite one. It's like off the beaten path. They offer discounts for students, kind of thing.
Ooh, yay.
Priorities.
Yeah. I go there.
Fantastic. Yeah. Yeah. You're able to rest and relax. Try not to fall asleep in the bath.
I scrub myself off and I sing a little song to myself.
Okay.
I like big books and I cannot lie. You other scholars can't deny. When an index walks up in your face, you get knowledge. If this iambic pentameter don't got puns, my gray matter don't want none.
Bravo.
How long have you been sitting on that one?
Oh, like weeks.
Okay.
Yeah, I like close my eyes and I'm like, soapy.
Well, you relaxing, regaling the other patrons of the bathhouse. We'll jump back earlier in the day to the afternoon, where Gallain. Is there anything you want to do between lunch and training, Gallain?
Any materials that I needed for the material cost of doing the property rune onto this dagger, I would like to find and purchase.
Easy peasy, lemon squeezy, done.
That Fizzle doesn't already have. He pointed out which ones he can hook me up with, and anything remaining, I'd like to purchase and have ready for starting this when I can.
Yep. Easy enough to do. It doesn't even take the whole afternoon. Yeah, you're able to get set up, and any kind of prep you want to do before the kids show up, you can too as well.
I'm just going to make sure I have the cudgels out again and set up the dummy. And I think this time around, we will work on blocking strikes, and I will teach them some blocking moves with their sticks, bracing points and that kind of thing. I don't want to train them to be great offensive fighters. It's more about self-defense and being able to just block an incoming blow and give a little rap back so they can convince them to leave them alone.
Gotcha. Yeah, as you're setting things up, prepping the dummy and doing a couple your own like little warm-ups and whatnot, you start hearing the telltale sound of young children excitedly chattering. Give me a perception check.
Oh God. Oh no. 7.
Yeah, you see Gavin shows up, and he's with Luke and where is it? One of these days I'll have my notes in better order. That's a lie. I won't ever.
While he's finding that, Fizzle like emerges from his back thing, coming through the crowd of children. Hey, get out of the way! Come on, get yeah, son of a stupid flesh bags, and makes his way to the front near where Gallain is.
Perfect. Just as the kids show up, the cat shows up. But yeah, the Luke and Ezra. It's the older kids who all show up. So Gavin comes in.
That's a cat. Sorry, unscheduled emergency.
That's okay. Oh, little guy is okay. We'll be right back after these announcements from our sponsors.
Apologies for that. And how many of the young boys and girls had shown up?
So the all of the older ones show up. So Gavin comes in with Luke, Finn, even Ezra. The younger three aren't there, but instead there's a couple of young women who come with them. Well, young girls. They look to be about the same age as somewhere between Luke and or Gavin and Ezra, so in the like 15, 16 age, and they are. Gavin introduces them as.
Very important question. Do they look like they are dressed to participate or dressed to flirt and giggle and laugh in the corner?
They look like they're one of them, Lori, looks like she's dressed to participate. Sarah looks like she's following Lori.
Afternoon, Gavin. I thought we were just going to stick with the same group.
I mean, the young ones weren't as they were excited about the idea, but
when they found out it would take actual effort, their excitement waned.
Listen up, you flouncing flesh bags! And from amongst the legs, Fizzle appears. This man right here is gonna hone you all into deadly weapons of war, but only if
No,
you
I'm not.
will put blood, sweat, and tears on this very ground right here. And I am his trustworthy assistant, Fizzle the fantabulously ridiculous, and I will put you in your place if you even step a toe out of line. And whatcha? See that dagger? Wah! See that hand? You weren't prepared for either of those, were you? But that's what I will teach you. Gallain, all yours.
Ridiculous is the correct word. Yes, this is Fizzle. He will be assisting me today. Fizzle, just stand over there for a moment. Boys and girls, please grab one of those clubs and let's just go over the drills and forms that we did last time just quickly. I don't believe you watched last time, Fizzle. You can take a look as well. And I'll go over it with the new ones. Just a bit of a warm-up.
Lori definitely picks it up pretty quickly, almost like she's been practicing this already in some small way. She's at least able to keep up with the best of the boys and is better. Some of the, certainly not trailing behind like Ezra.
That's right, girl.
So at first, certainly when Fizzle was doing his stunt, you could see her just sort of like go wide-eyed and like try and grab Lori's shirt and move her over. And when that didn't work, it was like bugging Luke and sort of like, you know, what the heck is this? But with none of the other older kids wanting to leave, she grabs one of the cudgels with everybody and falls in line, going over the forms, not taking to it, like not putting the kind of dedication that some of the others are. Certainly, her and Ezra are sort of going through the motions, but not focusing, as opposed to like Luke and Gavin and Lori are like focused. They're on it.
Very good. Okay, next thing we need to learn is some defense. When someone swings something at you, how to block it with a piece of wood like this. So I'll show them a quick couple of ways to block, and then Fizzle, If you want to take one of the cudgels and come towards me, we'll do a little bit of a demonstration.
Pick up the cudgel, a little heavy in one hand. I'm like, can I just? No.
I know you're more used to bladed weapons, but for these guys, let's just stick with the blunt objects.
I'll take it in two hands, kind of twirl it around a little bit, get the feel of it. All right, roll the shoulders. You want full speed or half speed?
Half will be fine for now.
Yeah, half. And I'll come at you half speed.
I thought for sure I was going to get you to roll for an attack.
I'll come at him half speed and block. And then I want to try and sleight of hand, have one hand off and get a dagger in at his crotch.
Yikes.
Sleight of roll. I guess this is a thievery. No. Yeah, thievery. I guess. Palm an object.
Nope. That's an 11. Not used to using two-handed weapons.
Against my perception DC?
Yeah.
15.
You definitely see him. He comes in half speed, and as he's going to make contact, you see his hand dart into his jacket.
Yeah, I will deflect his weapon and then just punch the butt of the weapon into the shoulder that's reaching for the dagger to let him know that I saw.
Oh. See, that right there, I was demonstrating what not to do right there.
Yes. And I was demonstrating how you can turn a good block into an offensive strike at the same time.
Fucking son of a bitch, I'm gonna kick your ass later on, you bastard.
Nice. Yeah. So you guys spend the next hour or so going through the motions of some defensive strikes, the odd counter.
Yes.
Any more tricks against each other? Any more deceptions? Any more trips?
Gallain's focusing on teaching the kids, not in tricking Fizzle.
Fizzle will meander amongst and just sort of help with correcting and whatnot. And I want to try and see if anyone's got more on the dexterous side than on the strength side for the cudgels.
Okay. Certainly, give me a perception check. Let's do that.
It's a 9. To quote the glorious critical roll.
It's hard to tell working with the cudgels. It's certainly like Ezra and Sarah. They're not, their heart's not in it the same way. And you think that maybe, given there's sort of a slightly more wiry stature, they might not. Definitely the strength of follow through is not something that they're going to be as great at. The other that catches your eye is probably Gavin. Yeah. So the others are all just a little stronger, looking, getting the hang of their whether their strikes or their follow throughs really have that impact. That is a proponent of strength. Yeah.
So after that, I just hang off to the side and twirling daggers. Just practicing the maneuver after embarrassing myself in front of everybody.
I will wrap it up there and just say, think about what we've been working on. If you get the chance to practice amongst yourselves, please do. Laurie and Tara, great work today. Great catching up on missing the first lesson. And again, everyone, please, just this group, we don't need anymore. It's going to become something that's way too difficult to do if too many people show up. So I just want to teach a couple of you young guys and girls how to defend yourselves in the case that you need it to. We're not training to go out and start picking fights. It's just about defending yourself when needed. And go again in 4 days' time, perhaps.
4 days.
Yes, I have some stuff to work on over the next couple of days. I think in 4 days will be a good time.
Okay, Mr. Thompson.
Great work today, and just make sure everything's stacked up and put back where it needs to be stored.
Gallain, why don't you roll a diplomacy check? This is to make an impression.
That's the face I make when I have to make a perception check.
12.
12, okay. Okay. Alrighty then. I think that's going to take us to about the end of this day. Persephone is singing and showering. Astrid's asleep. Marco, anything you want to do before this evening?
No, not really. Like, Marco kind of had a really strange encounter with a goblin and had some suspicions about what it might be. But he's just kind of like, why rush? Let's see.
Cool. So then, yeah, typical evening routine, and you head to bed. Fizzle, any nighttime activities, or are you helping to clean up, and then also, yeah?
Yeah, I would head home with Gallain, and then once Gallain is, I would act as though I'm sort of heading home with him and then going to sleep.
Yep.
And then once he's asleep, I would sneak out and take the rooftops all the way to the Devil's Tail.
Oof, nice. All right. Give me for a stealth check for running across the rooftops.
Yeah. 18.
Nice. When you get to the Devil's Tail, what would you like to do?
Is there ways that I can get onto the roof of the Devil's Tail?
Give me a perception check.
15.
There is. It's not like the building's not separate from everything, so there's an easy way sort of around to get right onto the roof. But you do notice that there's somebody on the roof, just sort of pacing back and forth, checking the place out.
Do they look like they're guarding the place, or do they look like they are watching the place?
Look more like they're guarding, doing a circuit around the rooftop, checking the streets around.
Okay. About what time is it?
After setting going home and then sneaking out, it's after dark, probably around 10:30, 11.
Okay. Is there a way that I can circumvent the devil's tail and see if there is any interesting points of entry or exit.
Yeah, like skirting around rooftops, on like the opposite side of streets, sort of like getting vantage points of every sort of angle of this of the building, kind of thing. Yeah. Give me another stealth check. Getting between levels and the accompanying buildings.
11.
And then give me a perception check.
Even worse, 7.
Yeah. You managed to like you have to backtrack a little bit and then head around the street and different street kind of thing and get to see sort of one side of the building. But you get a good idea of what the building is, you know. You managed to see it, I believe it's a 3-story building. You sort of make note where all the windows are. You only see sort of a front door and then a back entrance that backs onto one of the canals. Yeah. You managed to you spend the next like hour or so trying to like hop around, keeping a sort of distance as you can from knowing there's a guard up there, sort of paying attention to what direction they're looking and making sure you're not that direction. And you get an idea of sort of like the size and shape of the building, at least from the outside, sort of rudimentary. As it's getting late, like there's still a not steady stream of people going in and out, but there's like definitely, you know, clientele entering and exiting throughout the whole time.
No sign of the Peacock.
Not coming out.
Probably hang out for 10:30. Take me like an hour. I'll probably hang out until about 2 in the morning. Nothing good ever happens after 2 in the morning, so I'll hang out till about 2:15. Once 2:30 goes by, if I don't see Peacock, then I'll head back via the rooftops and get some sleep.
Okay. Marco, I believe you went home earlier today, and you'd be at your apartments, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. The hours go by, and you notice, especially later in the evening, around like 1:32, somebody else comes up on the roof and sort of taps somebody on the shoulder, and they sort of switch out, kind of thing.
Okay. Yeah, if nothing else happens, then I'll head home. Fuck.
Cool. And with that, then, let us bring this evening's session to a close. It's just before 11. Getting there, not going too late. A little bit. Yeah. Well, tonight's session's there. Thank you for joining us for tonight's side quest. We hope you had fun. We'll be back next Sunday for another quest. Stay safe. Be kind to each other. Have a great night.